Good evening everyone and welcome to the Victim Pool for round one of the Kap7 Australian Water Polo League games for this year. Just as we wait for the women to line up, we've got some pork and slaw sliders down in the bar for $7. For $7, and feel free to keep hydrated as well.
Well, hello and welcome to Bicton Pool for the AWL 2022 Kap7 Cup WA, the first of 5 matches in the series between the Fremantle Marlins and the UWA Torpedoes. My name is Mick Collis, and joining me in commentary is former Women's National League Games record holder and World Cup gold medalist Sharon Wheelock. And shows this Kap7 Cup, it's a great initiative from Australian Water Polo, giving the WA teams a chance to still be involved at the pointy end of the National League season.
Absolutely, Mick. They were pretty disappointed when the borders didn't open on the 5th of February. So everyone was sort of thinking what's going to go on. They can't miss another season after training for so long. So yeah, it's really exciting. They get to play 5 decent games here and then get the opportunity to get back into the National League.
So the process is these teams, as Sharon said, they'll play 5 matches. I believe they're taking one out to Geraldton, which is the first time a National Water Polo League being played outside of the metropolitan area.
Yeah, it's great, and Geraldton's quite a big water polo population up there, so I'm sure they'll get plenty of support.
And then so the two Perth teams here, they'll travel across. They'll play 5th and 6th out of the Water Polo League competition that's happening on the East Coast at the moment, and then they'll play it's a 3-game series. And then the winners of that 5-6 3-game series will then go into the 6-team semi-final. So it's both of these teams playing here in Perth will get the opportunity, and if they play well enough, once they get over there, they can actually win. So it's terrific.
Yeah, it's great. They have the opportunity to go over there and still be part of the top 6 teams from the National League.
And hopefully by the time that does come around, the Republic of WA will be open to all comers, and they won't have to worry about trying to quarantine when they come back.
Oh, you're so funny, Mick. Correct.
Now, earlier on, there was, which I think is again a great initiative, there was the National League Reserves match played earlier today, the men's and the women's match. In the reserves, the women, the Torpedoes 12-6 defeated Fremantle in the girls. And in the men's, the tables were reversed with Fremantle defeating the Torpedoes 15-4. But I think that reserves is a great idea.
It's an excellent idea because all these players are training just as hard as each other, just as many times a week. And it means that the reserves actually get to have a game. The coaches can have a look at them. If people are stepping up and playing really well in the reserves, they might put them into the main team. It's great for everybody to get an extra game in.
And these two teams, the slight delay in the start of the match here down at the fish tank at Bicton Pool with the setting sun. That's one of the real quirks of the pool down here. Just the delay between the reserves game and this first women's match, just to let the sun set, because otherwise it's directly in the eyes of the goalkeeper that will be facing the sun. So we're not too far away from the start here. And Sharon, you spent a long time playing National League with the Fremantle team. You were at one stage the games record holder, and you were given the honour of presenting some caps to some of the debutants this afternoon.
Yes, that was lovely. There's 4 new players playing for the Marlins this tonight, so I gave them each their caps. The players were I'm just having a look. Help me out, Mick.
Well, nice to see that you paid so much attention while you were giving out the caps, Sharon.
Megan Cranley, so that was great for Megan. Also Charlotte Gibbons, Jessica Beeler, and
I think you'll find it would be Jarrah Smith-Taylor.
Oh, Jarrah Smith-Taylor, who her mother is a good friend of mine, her mother and father, so they'll be excited to see Jarrah playing here tonight.
And her father, Andy, a Sol Olympian, will be joining me in commentary for the men's match, which will take place at 8 o'clock Western time from the fish tank. So that'll be after the women's game, women's 6:30 till around 7:30, 7:40, and then the men's game in from 8 o'clock. So the first of 5 matches in this Kap7 Cup WA competition. But the team's been warming up for quite a while, as we mentioned, the delay just to this setting sun, so they've had a decent warm-up. Pretty good rivalry between these teams. They're pretty friendly, they know each other, and both pretty young sides.
Well, definitely the Torpedoes team is younger than the Marlins team. They've still got a couple of the older players playing, like Glencora Ralph, which is great. She's a two-time or three-time Olympian. Excellent player, so they're very lucky to have her there. Maddie Quinn as well. She's been playing for a long time. Sophia Chavez, Jessica Zimmerman. So they've actually got Lil Hedges, another player that's had plenty of experience. So I'd say that the Marlins would have the experience.
So the two teams just lining up. The Torps in the new black outfit.
Yes, haven't seen them in the black outfit. They look very slim.
We'll just let the ground announcer with the announcer, so not talking over each other.
Number 2, Rebecca Gibb. 3, Rebecca Little. And number 4, playing her first game, Elise Johnson. 5, Catherine Earl. 6 and captain, Dana O'Leary. 7, Claire Whittaker. 8, Pippa Pedley. 9, Maddie Rigo. 11, Bella Sayers. 12, Linda Morgan. 13, Allegra Charles. 14, Emma Putt. And 18, Karina Hirashi. And coached by Damien Kelly. And for the Marlins tonight, number 1, Lillian Hedges. 4, Madeline Quinn. 5, Sophia Chavez. 7, Sarah Levy. 8, Lancora McGee. 10 and captain, Jess Zimmerman. 11, Megan Cranley. 12, Erin Redmond. 13, Abby Gross. 14 and playing her first game, Jarrah Smith-Taylor. And 15 playing her first game, Charlotte Gibbons. And 17 playing her first game, Jessica Beeler. They're coached by Christian Hoad and Petra Zeiss. Our referees tonight, Mark Valenzuela and Gabriel Boros. Good luck to both teams.
So a big moment for some of those young girls making their debut in the National League this afternoon. And Shane, you spoke a little bit about the experience in the Fremantle team, the Torpedoes. What do you know about them?
Well, I know a couple of the girls have had a bit of experience. Pippa Pedley's a great young player, but she's still only 21. So they're a young team. They train hard. Damien trains them hard. And I would say he has them pretty well knowing what they have to do. He's talking to them there. He's a very encouraging coach. I'm sure he'll be encouraging them the whole way.
Yeah, Damien's he gives a lot to the club. He coaches a lot of the boys' teams as well as the girls. So
he's mainly coaching the girls now. He's sort of taken on the girls' role, and as we saw in the game previous, the reserves game, the young girls played very well and were well-drilled teams. So he's obviously doing good things down there.
So Jess Zimmerman, the captain of the Fremantle side tonight. Zoe Arancini, who normally captains, is on loan to Drummoyne until the end of March, I believe, as is Lucy Marsh. She's with Sydney University. So those players heading across to the East Coast to play in the expanded Australian Water Polo League. And as we mentioned earlier, the two Perth teams will play a 5-match series as part of this Kap7 Cup, and then they will head across to play 5-6, a little round-robin match at the conclusion of this series. And if they can win that, they'll be in the final 6 and a shot at winning the title.
So Jessica Zimmerman, she's the captain this year of the Marlins. She's an awesome player, got a fabulous outside shot, so it's great that she's stepping up into a leadership role this year. I think the girls will appreciate listening to her, and I'm sure she'll take on that role and do a good job. Lillian Hedges in the back of the cage there, Australian squad member, as is Jess. So Lil will be play a big role in tonight's game.
Yeah, and just one of those players we spoke about, experience, and it's just so important a lot of young girls, water polo is the sort of sport where young girls, maybe 14, 15, 16, get a chance at this level. So it's great to have someone experienced like that to be in the water to guide them through the match play.
And as we said, Glencora there, always reliable.
And a few of the players to watch in the Torpedoes match. Maddie Rigo shows has been around for a long time. Claire Whitaker, one of the youngsters who's really developed over the last couple of years. Catherine Earle, been around for a long time.
Catherine's been around for a long time. It's good to see her still playing. That's the great thing about water polo. You can, not so hard on the joints, so you can keep playing a bit longer. It's great to see Catherine back. And Dana O'Leary as well. She's been playing for quite a few years. So those two will be... the young girls will certainly be looking to them for some advice and some help in the water.
And the Torpedoes goalkeeper tonight, Karina Hirashi.
Yeah, that's a classic Karina's playing. Her husband, actually, or partner, is the goalkeeping coach down at UWA. Karina came over at least probably 5 or 6 years ago. She played A grade 1 season with my club Dolphins. Excellent goalie, but she's been playing D grade ever since, Mick. So I'm sure she's feeling the pressure tonight. Step up from D grade.
So what's the situation? Do you know why she's been slotted in?
Yes, because two of the UWA goalies are over east playing with teams. So unfortunately, UWA have been left with their two top goalkeepers not being available for tonight's game. Another young goalie, Antonia Poor. She's up-and-coming goalie. She was the goalkeeper of the tournament at the Summer Slam that was held recently. So I'm sure she'll get a go at some stage as well.
Yeah, so a big job for Karina Hirashi in goals, wearing cap 18 for the UWA Torpedoes. And her opposite number, you can see Lil Hedges in cap number 1 for Fremantle. That sun's still very much in her eyes, so it won't be far away, but at the moment you can just see, we can get a shot of Lil in that cap 1. Her face is well lit up, so it's a pretty tough spot to be a goalkeeper with that setting sun staring straight into it. So we're not far away from a start.
I'd like to send out a cheerio too to Steph Neesham. She's actually done a lot of work for this team. She's sort of the manager behind the manager. So good on you, Steph. Back doing a lot of work here for the Melbourne Water Polo Club. Neesham is a name synonymous with Melbourne. So good on you, Steph, for coming back and helping out the Marlins.
Yeah, helping out. So Christian Hoad, a famous name in water polo, coaching the women for the first time this year, and he's being ably assisted by Peter Precise. So great to see a couple of the old stalwarts of the club back in charge of the women down here.
Yeah, it's great. I noticed that Pete's got a couple of young daughters. I think they're only about 9 or 10, but maybe he's getting in early.
Well, they're certainly not having a run tonight, but just great to have some experienced players, as we mentioned, hanging around and giving a little bit back to the sport. It's a great club, a great venue here at the Fish Tank, and a beautiful afternoon here in Perth. We had around 30 degrees today. The wind it's not that strong now. It was a bit strong earlier, it's dropping off, but the river, an absolute picture, as it always is here, from one of the most picturesque water polo venues in the world. And we're not far away from the start of the first, as I mentioned, of 5 games in this Kap7 series between the Fremantle Marlins and the UWA Torpedoes.
The main thing is here we don't want the girls getting cold, because just that little bit of breeze as the sun sets makes you a little bit cold. So I see the Marlins are in the water, they're still moving, but the Torpedoes are just standing on the side. So
yeah, and the Marlins bench have all got coats on of some sort, whereas the Torpedoes are just toughing it out, sitting there on the bench, just in that cold. Not a strong breeze, but just when you've been wet, you're just sitting outside and it's starting to cool down, you're in the shade.
Yeah, here at the Fish Tank, you don't want to get cold.
No, just watching Jess Zimmerman banging one through, the stand-in captain for Fremantle. So these players all set for a start. So
heard a whistle.
Referee calling things to attention. So set for a start. The introductions have been done. Just very quickly, if you are just joining us, Lil Hedges, Maddie Quinn, Sophia Chavez, Sarah Levy, Glencora McGee, Jess Zimmerman, Megan Cranley, Erin Redbond, Abby Gross, Jarrah Smith-Taylor, Charlotte Gibbons and Jessica Beeler for the Marlins. And Rebecca Gibb, Rebecca Little, Alice Johnson, Catherine Earl, Dana O'Leary, Claire Whitaker, Pippa Pedley, Maddie Rigo, Bella Sayers, Glenda Morgan, Allegra Childs, Emma Putt and Karina Hirashi in goals for the Torpedoes. So set for a start here at Bicton Pool, the Fish Tank, game 1. So underway, Bella Sayers swimming for the Torpedoes, Maddie Quinn for Fremantle.
Oh, ball under, so Maddie Quinn comes away with the ball.
So Fremantle with the first bite of the cherry. Nice ball across there to Zimmerman. She's got Pippa Pedley on her. Zimmerman looking for support. Finds it in the form of Maddie Quinn. Foul called, Quinn with it.
Got Erin Redbond in centre forward there.
So Chavez with the first shot of the match. Digs it in short, and Bella Sayers there in centre back.
She's a young girl, Bella Sayers, so good job there in centre back.
So Karina Hirashi up to Earl, gets into the centre forward. The double team there though from Glencora McGee and Jess Zimmerman. So Fremantle back in possession, Hedges now with it. Back up to Quinn. Redbond getting herself set in centre forward. Quinn with it. Oh, nice quick pell there from Zimmerman. Redbond works hard. 5 metre.
5 metre. Bella Sayers just caught on her back then. Probably could have had a bit of help from her teammates when they saw the ball come in. But good work by Erin, getting Bella in the wrong position. Jess Zimmerman taking the penalty.
So Zimmerman top and bouncing back out. So 0-0 the score remains here at Bicton Pool. Torpedoes with a chance now. This is Glenda Morgan. Chavez in defence, Morgan still with it. Pedley. Quinn driving her back. Pedley still with it. So a foul called.
Sophia Chavez there, being caught behind.
It's her first major for the afternoon. So nice ball, 5 metre call.
It's called on number 12.
So called on Erin Redbond and Dana O'Leary stepping up. And makes no mistake, will bounce shot, just getting underneath the arm of Lil Hedges. So the Torpedoes take an early lead, 1-0 here. Dana O'Leary with the goal for the Torpedoes. So Erin Redbond with the ball for the restart. Pops it back to Zimmerman. Pedley applying the pressure across to Quinn. Nice long ball from Quinn into Sarah Levy. Levy sends it back out to Chavez. Redbond getting plenty of attention into centre forward. Now comes into Redbond. She spins around, has a shot. And there's the equaliser there for the Fremantle Marlins off the hand of Erin Redbond. So 1-1 here at the Fish Tank.
So just early in the piece we can see Erin causing a bit of trouble there. So Damien will be wanting to decide whether they want to maybe zone back a bit on Erin or call a press in front.
So Morgan with it. Quinn doing a mountain of work in the early stages in defence. Really applying a mountain of pressure. This is Catherine Earls, gets it in to Allegra Childs. Childs back to Earl. Quinn just getting those long arms to steal the ball, so back in the hands of Fremantle. She pops it and plays on. Looking for the counter from Zimmerman. Zimmerman with some clear water. She's got Levy on the side, but she decides to sit up, has the shot herself. And makes no mistake after missing the earlier 5-metre shot. Zimmerman finding the back of the net, and the Torpedoes out.
That's one thing. Well, she's got a lot of things, but Jess Zimmerman definitely has an awesome shot. Looked over, she was going to give the pass off, but thought better of it.
So Earl for the Torpedoes, trailing 2-1. Early stages, first quarter. Childs with it.
UWA
Long ball
doing
across to O'Leary.
lots of driving, picks and screens, just trying to look for the ejection.
Stolen again, this time by Redbond. Just getting in front of Catherine Earl. Opposite to now Glencora McGee, one of the veterans of this team, out of Chavez. Also been around a long time, Sophia Chavez. But probably still quite young. She was very young when she started.
I played with her sister and her, so...
And her mother, probably.
I mean, no, not her mother.
And her grandmother.
But her mother was a very good synchronised swimmer.
Big shot there coming from Sarah Levy.
Yes, her mother was a synchronised swimmer, very attractive woman.
So Earl. All in there to Childs, but stolen. Quinn again. Hedges now with it.
Nick, I like being up nice and high here. You can actually see everybody grabbing everybody and seeing what's actually going on.
Yeah, it's a great vantage point.
Well, referee calling an offensive foul there on Erin.
Up here in the balcony at Bicton Pool, the members area.
Glencora nearly with the steal.
Alice Johnson with the ball. Now to Childs again. Busy.
Alice Johnson is from the country. She's come up to uni now. She was living down in Bunbury. So it's great to see her being part of the National League team.
Pedley working hard. Turnover coming though. That's Sarah Levy getting the ball back for Fremantle. Quinn with it. Looking for a teammate. Finds Zimmerman.
Oh, offensive foul given there. I think it was the centre forward position again. So Erin just having to be a little bit more careful there, making sure she's not grabbing.
So Redbond's lost both her swimming cap and her cap at the moment, so dragging around a fair bit of hair. You see when she gets in the shot without the cap.
As long as she doesn't lose her marbles, Nick.
Yes, exactly. So O'Leary with it. Torpedoes right on the attack, trailing 2-1.
Oh!
Sneaks it through. So Dana O'Leary just seeing that Lil Hedges wasn't expecting that shot to come. And just slides it past the outstretched arm of Lil Hedges.
Yeah, Lil would definitely not have been expecting that shot. So that was good that Dana O'Leary was watching the goalkeeper. Lil will be absolutely filthy at herself.
So 2-2 with 3.5 minutes remaining in the first term.
Damien's just made a few changes, put Emma Putt in, another one of the young girls. Great to see her in there. She's also a very good netball player, Nick. Her brother Tim played at the Olympics in Tokyo, and Tim Putt is also a member of the Torpedoes team. So well done. And their dad used to coach our son at football.
Well, they're a very skillful family.
Very skillful. Not that our son's any good at football, but he did coach him.
No reflection on the father.
No reflection
of
on
the
the
coach.
father, no.
So 2-2 here. 2:29 to go in the first quarter.
So Quinn to Zimmerman, revelling in the role of captain here, while Zoe Arancini on loan to Drummoyne. Quinn, extra man, Redbond, out to McGee. McGee sits up, back to Redmond, and the goal was scored. Nice clinical play there by the Fremantle side. 3-2 the
goal.
score.
That's Erin's second goal.
Fremantle not waiting around to set up anything during the extra man attack, just making the most of what was in front of them. So O'Leary now offloading it to Earl, their opposite number Chavez. applying the pressure. Still with Earl. Chavez being a real menace. Now it goes on to O'Leary. This is Emma Putt. O'Leary drives in, or tries to drive in.
Oh, good work there by Abby Gross, one of the young players for the Marlins, coming back to help.
So Hedges back to Zimmerman. Red Bond heading towards the centre. It comes across to Chavez. Red Bond gets herself set in centre forward. McGee, they leave her open. She has the shot, bounces it. But Hirashi gets her body well positioned to defuse that shot there from
Glenn would normally put those
McGee.
shots away, so it's good shot by her, Karina. I'll call her Karina if that's all right, Mick.
Certainly.
You seem to be going for the Hirashi.
Yeah, I like saying it.
Sounds a little bit Japanese.
So foul called, plays on quickly. This is Morgan.
Oh!
Shot. And again, just catching Hedges unaware. A gentle little lob shot. Tough to defend those lobs.
I love a good lob, Mick. Probably because that's the only shot I had.
Because you're a complete Arsenal. So 3-3.
3-3 at the fish tank.
A tight one for this first game. The 5-match series.
Abby Gross working well there, trying to get someone kicked out.
So Chavez with it. Tries to get into Red Bond.
Yeah, probably not the pass, but not to worry.
Well read by the Torpedoes players. Maddie Rigo and O'Leary. Here's Catherine Earl now for the Torpedoes. Back to Putt. Quinn again with defence. Those long arms of Maddie Quinn making things very difficult for Emma Putt. But Putt composed. Lobs it over the top now with Earl. Quick ball in almost to Rigo.
Actually, great play there, but Glencore are equal to the task.
O'Leary at the shot, just pushes it to the right of the post. So back with Hedges. Zimmerman. Up the riverside. Again looking for someone. Picks up Gross. Red Bond in at centre forward. Gross with it though.
Hold up then for not playing the ball. With the rules now, if it's your free, you have to play the ball to yourself. We do that down in D grade. Mick, we always remember to play the ball to ourselves.
So Quinn again just getting in the way. Ball still loose, play on. Now it's picked up by Chavez.
Comedy of errors, Mick.
Just tossed the fair to Hedges. Yeah, the Torpedoes just sort of were waiting for someone else to get the ball, and it was Chavez who stuck in and got it as Zimmerman brings it up again. Redbond back in at centre forward. Earl on her. Zimmerman.
Oh, nice
lobbing
play.
it in. Beautiful ball into Abby Gross. And the youngster finding the back of the net, putting Fremantle out 4-3 with 30 seconds remaining in the first term.
Yeah, I feel like both teams sort of haven't really settled into what sort of style they're playing. Seems to be just going up and down at the moment. So neither team looking too settled, I don't think.
So the Torpedoes trailing by one. They'll have one attack left in the game now with O'Leary. Quinn again.
Nearly saw Quinn's bosom.
So Morgan into Putt.
Bit of a ding-dong battle going in the centre forward, centre back position.
Yeah, Erin Redbond up against Alice Johnson. That ball just a little bit too much. And Hedges just has the shot to conclude the first term here at the Fish Tank, and it is the home side, the Fremantle Marlins, leading the UWA Torpedoes by 4-3. Sharon, it was, as you said, no one really found their play too much, but certainly tight.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, traditionally the first quarter is a tight quarter. I think, like I said, both teams really haven't settled into the way they want to play. Probably a bit nervous. They haven't played a good National League game for a couple of years, so both teams probably a little bit nervous. Good to see Karina in there, did a couple of great saves. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the coaches are saying to them now. I think the Torpedoes should be happy with that, 4-3 at this stage.
And you're right, it's been, 2 years since they've played National League?
Yeah, it's been a long time. So yeah, I think the players will be quite nervous, their first game, first quarter. So yeah, it'd be good to see them in the second quarter just relaxing a bit more into the game.
And we saw Erin Redbond, the number 12 cap for the Fremantle side, doing a mountain of work in there at centre forward. I know you certainly weren't a big centre forward, but how tiring, I mean it looks tiring, people trying to sit you, how tiring is that position in at centre forward?
Yeah, obviously it looks tiring because it is tiring, like you've got someone all over you the whole time, you're trying to keep your head up, trying to score a goal or trying to get someone kicked out, so you know it is a tough position, and Erin's not a big girl, so she just uses the strength that she has very well. A couple of years ago when they last played, Erin had a fabulous season. I think she probably was nearly the highest goal scorer for the Marlins, so yeah, she's a great player and uses her skill rather than her brute force.
Excellent. And who have you liked from the Torpedoes?
Well, I think they've all been working hard as a team. I don't think anyone's really stood out to mind. I don't think either team has anyone's actually shown.
Grab the game by the scruff of the neck just yet.
Yeah, not just yet, Mick. I always say it's a team game.
It is a team game. So 4-3 the score. Torpedoes trailing the home side here at the Fish Tank. Second quarter about to get underway. Garble, Boris, the man with the whistle. And once again, Maddie Quinn up against Bella Sayers, and this time Sayers coming up with the spoils, pops it back to Earl. So the Torpedoes with the first attack of the second term.
Great swim by Bella, and she's a lovely girl as well. Her mother Michelle is always helping out at UWA, so cheerio to Michelle as well.
Long pass there, just going over the head of Glenda Morgan. Hedges back with it, so the Torpedoes starting to capitalise on that early possession. Fremantle now back with it. Lovely ball from Zimmerman into Levy. Levy this on open water, sits up, has the shot. But Karina...
I think Levy just took 2 strokes too many. She should have just, when she got that ball, sat up and shot it. She went in a bit too close, allowing Karina to come out and look much bigger than she actually is. So well done for Karina, but I think Sarah should have backed herself a bit earlier.
So Pedley into Earl. Quinn in defence. Earl still with it. Just pops that ball up to her hand, that plays on. That's the rule that they're playing in D grade. Pedley with it. Pedley tries to offload, but the big arm of Jess Zimmerman, the captain, getting in the way, and the skipper comes away with the ball. So it's another attacking opportunity here for Fremantle. It goes into McGee in at centre forward. The kick out comes, the quick pass on to Redbond.
Another great save. Good work by Glenn there, earning the ejection. I think it was the right thing. Erin took the early shot. Sometimes that pays off, so I think it was a good try. Don't always have to set up.
So Morgan with it for the Torpedoes.
We don't always set up in D grade, Nick.
No. That's why the crowds just flock to watch that D grade competition, especially when your team's playing.
Thank you, Mick.
So Morgan with it for the Torpedoes. So still with them. A lot of their side have headed back. They dumped the ball though. Time getting away from them. And Megan Cranley now in cap 11 for Fremantle. Offloads to McGee. Bella Sayers in defence. McGee gives herself some room. Redbond back in at centre forward. Looking for the ball. She gets it. Looks for the backhand and finds the net.
That's Erin's signature shot is the backhand. So well done, Erin.
So a nice little bit of communication there between McGee and Erin Redbond. Redbond just signalling where she wanted it, and McGee putting it right on the dime
I think that's where the opposition has to know that. Erin loves a backhand, so they should be sitting right over on her left-hand side and having their arm up to protect that backhand shot.
Yeah, so a tough one for Karina, the goalkeeper. Ball came in at a rapid pace from a tricky angle as Emma Putt tries to turn Sarah Levy around, gets Levy kicked out. Pedley with it to Earl. Extra man attacking opportunity here for the Torpedoes. Pedley. Takes it back to Sayers, back to Pedley. Pedley with a shot. Just over the top. And plenty going on there between Pedley and Zimmerman.
Zimmerman not liking that, thinking she was being held and couldn't get away, but the referee had nothing to do with it.
So Quinn now for Fremantle. Back to Levy. Nice pass into Zimmerman, just pushing it with the arm.
Good pass by Sarah. I think Jess had more time than she actually thought she had, and now being kicked out. So that's a double whammy for poor old Jess.
So the skipper out.
That's her first ejection.
So extra man attack now for the Torpedoes. Pedley. Across to Earl. Back to Pedley. Back to Earl again. Puts in at centre forward. Pedley. That's the shot block
Great
coming
block
there from Levy.
I think actually Sarah's playing a great game. She's doing lots of work in defence and in offence. And here's Glenn.
Lovely ball from Hedges right on the nose of Cora McGee as she makes her way in towards the goal. She's got Childs chasing. McGee still with it, tries to get the arm free and does. So a great individual goal and a great display of skill from the veteran Cora McGee, but from a fantastic pass by Lil Hedges.
Great pass by Lil, but just love seeing Glenn. As she was swimming down the pool then, I could see her looking across to see if she should pass to anyone. She always knows what's going on, whether she should pass or shoot. She knew that it was her, and lovely little lob shot to finish.
So all of a sudden, Fremantle out by 3, doubling the Torpedoes score. 6-3 here at the Fish Tank. 4.25 minutes remaining in the second term in this first of 5 games in the Western Australian Kap7 Cup. An offensive foul called, so McGee plays on quickly. Again, looking for some support. No one really in position just yet. She holds it up. Now it comes across to Levy. Levy with it, back to Zimmerman. Into Red Bond again in at centre forward, gets the arm free.
Megan Cranley, one of the debutantes tonight, left-hander. Nice tall girl.
So Cranley back to Zimmerman.
Nice pass to Erin Redbond.
Again, a nice save there from Karina, just tapping that ball over the top of the net.
Karina might be wishing she hadn't been playing D grade for the last 3 years. Yes, ejection there. Timeout called by Marlins coach Christian Hoad.
So the ejection, reason for the ejection?
She just was right on her back, turned her, and she caught herself in a bad position. Should have just let her go. Someone else may have been able to pick her up.
And a couple of changes being made here by Christian Hoad, possibly putting some...
Let's have a look, Nick. Very exciting.
Keeping the same team in, I think. Just the bench coming in to have a listen to the coach.
Yeah.
The words of wisdom there from Christian Hoad, Peter Precise in the blue cap next to him.
I'm sure the debutantes will all be feeling a little bit nervous. Hopefully Christian will get them in the pool tonight. But it's a great experience just being on the bench watching the game as well.
And where else would you rather be on a Saturday night than down here at the Fish Tank on the banks of the Swan River?
I can see David Neesham up here eating a spring roll as we speak. Great to see him down here.
Yeah,
He's
David
been
Neesham.
a great role model, stalwart of Melville Water Polo Club, and it's lovely to see him down here watching.
So McGee back out to Levy. McGee with it. Keeping the ball dry, and the shot coming there from Maddie Quinn. And it looked like it came off the arm of Putt and deflected into the goal, which makes it pretty tough for the goalkeepers.
Yeah, the goalies hate that when they know they've got it covered and it's a deflection. Not much we can do about it, but Karina will not be happy.
So Fremantle out by 4, 7-3 leading with 3 1/4 minutes remaining in the second term.
You can see the Torpedoes there still driving, still doing picks and screens, working hard to try and get some kick-outs.
Here we go. 5 metre call. Zimmerman with the arms up, saying she didn't have hold of them.
So that's just a second major. She won't be happy with that. She'll have to watch how she goes.
She's not happy with it. She's still gesticulating at the referee and speaking to the referee. She needs to watch herself here.
It was actually a great pass in by Allegra Childs. Lillian Hedges is sneaking right out of goal. Naughty.
So the shot coming from Allegra Childs, but well read there by Lil Hedges.
Great save by Lil Hedges. That's what we like to see. She's an excellent goalkeeper. Lovely girl. Studying physio. What more could you ask, Mick? Mick, I said, what more could you ask?
Yeah, nothing. Wonderful ambassador like David Neesham. Levy with the ball.
Ooh, nearly the steal from Leary.
Levy comes back. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Back into Red Bond. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Exclusion. This time on O'Leary.
Emma Putt it was. Emma Putt.
Maddie Quinn with the ball for Fremantle. Long ball across to Chavez. So the extra man attack. McGee with it. So it's 6 on 5. Now with Quinn.
That's Emma's second as well.
Nice save there by Karina.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like, Karina wouldn't have been in goals for a long time at any kind of level, but, you know, when you've been a good goalie, you obviously got that sense and you know where the shots are going to come from. So
yeah, she looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah, she's doing a great job.
So Earl sneaks away. Zimmerman heading back to cherry pick as the shot clock winds down. Just puts a bit of pressure on the Torpedoes, and they know they've got to do something with it because they know Zimmerman's gone up the other end. As time ticks away, and Levy just getting in the way of O'Leary. Zimmerman's back there waiting for it. No one with her though. It's about 4 on 1 with Zimmerman.
That's an ejection there to Claire Whitaker. She played the ball after the foul was given.
So Quinn sits up, has the big shot. Reflects. Picked up by Chavez. Nice little lob ball in.
Good save by Karina again.
Karina reads it well. So Rebecca Gibb.
Oh, I used to teach Rebecca Gibb in year 3 at Mount Hawthorn Primary School.
Was she a good student?
Oh, she was excellent because I was teaching her.
Apparently she had to repeat that year.
Yeah, she had a few hobbies.
That's nothing against her. It's all the teacher.
Ejection there on Erin.
So 1 minute remaining. O'Leary with it. Now Rigo. Gibb.
That's 2 ejections on Erin as well.
Rigo. O'Leary with the shot. Well blocked. Now the counter attack here. Zimmerman. Will she have the speed? Earl chasing the hard. Zimmerman now pins the ears back. Earl across. And nice steal there by Catherine Earl. That's how you do it. Just getting that arm in front.
Yeah, it's hard when someone's right on you like that. But good work from Catherine.
So Morgan, 25 seconds remaining in the half. Morgan was offloading to Earl. Chavez all over her. Now O'Leary. Ball coming in to Childs. Exclusion, so 6 on 5. Childs wanted it. And misses her, and it goes across to Morgan. And puts it into the crossbar.
So there we've got 2 majors on Sarah Levy, Jess Zimmerman and Erin Redbond from the Marlins. So they have to be a bit careful. Oh, offensive foul given.
So Karina has the shot to conclude the half, and it was one dominated by Fremantle. It was 4-3 at quarter time, now 7 goals to 3. So a 3-0 quarter in favour of the home side. 7-3. Fremantle leading the Torpedoes. And did you think that did Fremantle start to show what you were looking for that was missing in that first quarter?
I think they had a bit more counter-attack, but I think actually the Torpedoes were a bit unlucky a couple of times. I still think the Marlins haven't got their real groove on yet, and I like the way that the Torpedoes are doing lots of picks and screens, moving the whole time, trying to get those ejections, and they've succeeded. As I said, we've got 1 on Sophia Chavez, 2 on Sarah Levy, 2 on Jess Zimmerman, and 2 on Erin. And for the UWA Torpedoes, just 1 on Alice Johnson, 1 on Claire Whitaker, and 1 on Emma Putt. So the driving games obviously are getting the kickouts. They just have to be able to put the extra man away.
And while you're with your statistics, Sharon, the goal scorers so far?
Oh, goal scorers, thank you, Mick, for asking. Maddie Quinn with 1 goal, Glenn Cora with 1, Jess Zimmerman with 1, Erin Redbomb with 2, and Abby Gross with 1. And for the Torpedoes, we have 2 goals to Dana O'Leary and 1 goal to Glenda Morgan.
And if the Red Bombs are listening at home, I think she might have 3. Does
1,
she?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, Mick, just 2. Oh, 3.
All right. So apologies to the Red Bombs.
Sorry, Erin.
And you wonder why Rebecca Gibb had to repeat year 3 with you as a maths teacher.
Poor Rebecca. I should never have taught her any maths.
So 7-3 the score here at the Fish Tank, Bicton Pool. Game 1 of the doubleheader tonight. Coming up in around about 45 minutes time will be the men's game between the Fremantle Mariners and the UWA Torpedoes. I'll be joined in commentary by Andy Taylor, whose daughter Jarrah is one of the debutantes for the Fremantle women's team tonight. Yet to get in the water, but I think if they do get enough of a buffer as time ticks down, I think Christian Hoad will be tempted to put some of these young girls in just to give them a bit of a taste.
Yeah, and I definitely hope so. I'm looking down at Glencora there, and she's got her twins coming down to give her a little high five. It's very cute. So good that Glenn's got 3 children now and still coming down and playing National League. It's great to see.
So those little kids down there on the pool edge, you can just see one of Glencora in the Kap7 there, just talking to her little daughter. So it's a real family atmosphere down here at Bicton, the family club.
Christian looking very calm there for the team talk. Pete Trezise with his little clipboard, not sure what he's doing. He's probably working out what his shopping list is for tomorrow. Do you think it's his shopping list, Mick?
Well, he's a very new age man, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if that was what he was doing.
I heard his wife likes him to do all the shopping. Telling Sarah Levy there, if you can't get any mints from Coles, go over to Woolworths.
Yes, there are a few problems with supply at the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it today. I was in the shops.
That'll be a change.
I thought it was a joke that all that food wasn't there. Goodness.
So about to get underway.
Christian's been great for the girls. He's got a lightheartedness, which is great, but he can always also have that serious side. So he's got a good what's it called?
Approach?
Balance.
Good balance.
Of lightheartedness and seriousness.
So Sayers against Chavez, and this time it will be Chavez. So Fremantle with the first attack of the third term, currently leading by 7-3 the home side over the Torpedoes. Mick Hollis and Sharon Wheelock with you in commentary here from the Fish Tank on the banks of the Swan River at Bicton Pool. Chavez now with it. O'Leary across in defence, making things hard.
Shot there from Sophia Chavez for a 2-0 on.
So Fremantle with the ball. This is Cranley for the restart. Leg of Childs putting some pressure on. Now it comes into McGee. Red Bond wanting it, but some good defence there.
Bad pass as well. Just slipped away from her.
Earl to the Torpedoes.
You see a lot of holding from up here, Mick. It's a great
Vantage
bird's eye view.
Sayers with it, Red Bond does the steal, so doing hard work in attack and defence. Now Red Bond makes her way down, offloads to Cranley.
Red Bond's a nurse when she's not in the water polo pool. I love a good nurse.
Cranley with it, McGee.
Offensive foul called there.
So Pedley now with it for the Torpedoes. The counter-attack is on. Sayers gets himself into the middle, but it goes across to O'Leary. O'Leary sits up, has the shot.
Great save by Lil Hedges. That's why they call her Block.
Block.
Yeah. Well, I call her that.
The shot.
I don't
Does
think
she
anyone
know?
else does.
Does she know that's a nickname?
Well done, Block.
That's great. So Cranley with it. I've been very impressed by Cranley in her debut tonight. She certainly hasn't looked out of her depth at all.
She's got lovely long arms, which is very helpful. I thought you were going to say you were impressed with my call.
No, I think this might be your last one. So it's coming to centre forward, Red Bond. Ejection called, so 6 on 5. Back to Quinn now.
See what they can do with their extra man.
Right back across to Zimmerman. Now to McGee. McGee sitting up. Long pass across. Shot coming there from Gross.
I think the shot there, when it goes across like that, has to be straight off the hand. Gives the goalie time to get across. So, yeah, she's got a great shot, Abby, so maybe she needs to think about that. Maybe I should chat to her about it.
That's what you probably should do. You gave some caps out before the game, so give them some advice as well. O'Leary. Torpedoes.
Oh,
Maddie Quinn.
more long arms. Long arms is a very advantageous in this game.
So great defence from Quinn. Hedges now with it. McGee. Been a slow start in terms of scoring. Still 7-3. 3 minutes gone in the third term. No goals scored. So the bench probably thinking, when can I get in? But looking for a goal. So Karina sends it up to Morgan. Little. Rebecca Little.
You see Jess Zimmerman taking up,
Morgan with it.
cherry picking.
Pressure being put on the Torpedoes. And ball dumped.
Great play. Threw the ball up so that Jess has to actually take that throw, so she no longer has the counter attack.
That's a smart play there by Morgan. So Chavez is on if she can get it across, which she does almost, and that's a great goal there by Fremantle. Zimmerman seeing Chavez unmarked, and despite the little fumble from Chavez, had enough time to bang it into the back of the net. So Fremantle now out to an 8-3 lead over the Torpedoes.
The Torpedoes held them off for quite some period, and I think that's the first goal of the quarter, so Torpedoes stepping up their defence.
So O'Leary for the Torpedoes. Levy in defence. O'Leary's been good for the Torpedoes tonight. Now it's with Sayers. She swims in, walks to shoot. Quinn gets her hand in the way again. Levy. O'Leary. Plays on quickly, has the shot.
Jess Zimmerman needs to be careful there. She's already got 2 majors. Doesn't want to be kicked out for the kickoff.
Yeah, so Zimmerman on to the captain tonight. McGee now. Red Bond still in at centre forward, working hard. Offensive foul call.
Back in the day when I first started playing, offensive fouls were counted as major fouls. So that would be just for the game.
You used to watch black and white TV when you first started playing too, Sharon. I think there were 3 channels. O'Leary tries to get it in to Sayers, but diffused there by the Fremantle defence. Hedges with it again. 3.5 minutes remaining, third term. Zimmerman now with the ball. As mentioned, on 2. As is Maddie Quinn. So two of their key players. Levy now with it. Tries to get inside to Redbond. Tries to get a purchase on it, but can't. That swarming defence again by Dana O'Leary. Karina with it. Little. Torpedoes just slowing things down, getting themselves set.
Oh, I saw that. Maddie Quinn.
So that Quinn,
That's her.
that should
Is
be
that
her
her
third.
third?
I think
Let's have a
so.
look.
Number 4. Oh no, her second.
No, yeah.
Just a second.
I didn't think she would have looked a little bit more furious with herself. That's her first.
O'Leary. Sitting at the top, shot comes. Deflected from McGee, but into the crossbar. Still a chase. Hedges finally picking the ball up for Fremantle. No real counter-attack opportunity on here.
Lil
Just drops it in front of him.
coming out of goals there.
Maddie Quinn with it after a short break. McGee tries to get herself clear on the riverside, but it comes to Levy on the commentary side of the pool. Redbond in at centre forward, doing a mountain of work there with Pedley in defence. Comes back out to Quinn. Redbond can't get herself now. It comes in from Zimmerman, but it goes back to Pedley. Goes well.
I think you'll find that's not Pedley, darling.
Oh, sorry, that's O'Leary. The 8 and the 6 look quite similar. I think my maths was taught by you. I was in Rebecca Gibbs' class. So O'Leary with it. Little. Getting some pressure. Now it goes across to Sayers. Ball just thrown in the middle. Once again, the Torpedoes a bit slow to react. Little picks it up. Ball's up there by Little as her cap is about to come off. Picked up by Levy. Quinn wants it in the middle. She gets it. Has she got the time? Oh, she does. Has the shot. But off forward in the 5-metre call.
It's very frustrating when that happens as a defence. The ball rebounded off the goal straight in front of Erin, so the defensive player was caught behind.
So Maddie Quinn with the 5-metre. This to put Fremantle out by 9-3. And once again it's off the upright, so score remains 8-3. Fremantle by 5, a minute and a half remaining, third term.
Only one goal this quarter, so been a good tight quarter.
Sayers with it. Sends it across to Johnson. Being pressed there by Zimmerman. This is Morgan. Morgan with it. Sits up. Sends it across to Childs. Childs offloading to Sayers. Sayers with the shot. So Hedges gets things underway again through Levy. Redbond back in that middle again. Childs swarming defence. Shot coming from McGee, but straight, looked like almost straight into the face of Hirashi. 27 seconds.
Formerly from New Zealand, actually, Hirashi, lived from New Zealand, but played in Italy for quite a while. Met her partner, Lorenzo, and the rest is history.
It's great to have her clearing goals. Big shot coming there from Rebecca Little. Breaking into story time. Rebecca Little finding the back of the net. That's the first goal since the first quarter for the Torpedoes. A much needed goal, and it comes off the hand of Rebecca Little. Now I've got to ask you, Sharon.
Oh, please.
Rebecca Little scores a great goal, high on confidence, taken out of the pool.
Yeah.
Why does that always happen in
I
water
don't
polo?
know why that always happens. I feel like the coaches think they must be tired, but I agree with you. I think that often they're on a high, and I noticed that at the Olympics a lot. They always took them out. Maybe she was looking tired throughout that period, I'm not sure, but I think keep them in if they've scored a goal. Oh, Christian timeout with 12 seconds to go.
So Hoad will want to try and regain that 5-goal buffer that they had before that tremendous Rebecca Little goal. So once again, you can see the Fremantle team, the bench players coming in. Just have a bit of a look. So Jarrah Smith-Taylor in Kap 14, she's on the far left of that shot, just in the glow of the lights. Is in the water at the moment, but she's looking for her debut. So she's in, but I don't think she's heading back out to the bench. So she'll be looking forward to hopefully getting a little bit of time in the final quarter.
Yeah, I hope Christian gets a chance to put them in. Jarrah's a lovely girl as well, so it's good to see her in part of this Marlins squad.
So 12 seconds remaining. McGee now with it. Fremantle looking to go up by 5. Zimmerman, lovely ball. So a great little timeout call there by Christian Hoad, and a great bit of play by Fremantle with McGee. Zimmerman just cruising up on that riverside. McGee seeing it. The Torpedoes defence caught unawares, and once again out by 5, 9-4.
I love it when a coach calls a timeout and the play actually works out. We often see it, unfortunately, not. So
Karina has it. She must have the strongest arm, because she's going to take the shot as she watches the clock wind down. Hedges diffuses it. So 9 goals to 4. Fremantle leading the Torpedoes in the first match here. And it's a bit of a, I'm not sure if we can get the camera to swing around to the other end of the pool. One of the Torpedoes players, I think it might be Glenda Morgan.
Yeah, with a sore shoulder there, not sure what's happened.
She doesn't look comfortable. It's Glenda Morgan, Kap 12. I didn't see if there was an incident in the pool at all, but some of her teammates are a little bit concerned by Glenda. Hopefully she's okay.
Manager was with her now, so let's hope she'll be okay.
But she's not looking comfortable. So the Torpedoes are trailing by 5. What do they need to do to get back in this game?
It was actually quite a good quarter by them. Was it 2-1 to Melville in that quarter? So it was really that second quarter that Melville got away. I mean, it's tricky to say. You can see they're working very hard in offense, trying to drive and trying to get those kickouts. I think they just have to take the opportunities that come to them. As I said, they're all quite young girls. I think they're learning from every minute they're in the water. So I think they just have to take out of this what they've done and how they can get better.
And a big moment for a couple of these young players in Kap 14 for Fremantle. Jarrah Smith-Taylor making her debut, her National League debut. And I think her teammate, it could be Charlotte Gibbons, who's in Kap 15, looks like she's in as well. So Christian Hoad blooding some of the youngsters here, up by 5 with a quarter to go, and giving some of these young players a bit of a taste of water polo at the...
Christian's got all four young girls debutantes in the water.
So a great experience for them. So swimming. So it's Allegra Childs for the Torpedoes in the black, and
Jess
like
Beeler,
Jess Beeler, it is in Kap 17. Another debutant. So Will Beeler, I think she's going to be, Jesso Beeler, almost, she won it, but unfortunately
she won't be happy with her teammates for not backing her up.
So she did the right thing. So 4 debutantes in for this Fremantle side. That's Smith-Taylor, one of them now in defence. Catherine Earl with the ball for the Torpedoes. Torps trailing by 5. 1 quarter remaining in this Kap 7 clash down at the fish tank, Bigton Pool. First of 5 matches between these these two teams. Childs with it, has the shot and finds the net. That's exactly what the Torpedoes wanted. Coach Damien Kelly very happy with that start.
I like the way Allegra then kept the ball in her hand, kept working, and got the shot away rather than just dropping it, trying for the penalty. So, great job, Allegra.
So just 27 seconds gone in that quarter, and Fremantle giving up a goal.
Ejection there.
So Rigo with the ball. Smith Taylor across the defence. Rigo offloads to Gibb. So it looks like a double ejection. So it's 6 on 4, and that was almost the fipper out of the back of the hand, which I'm sure wasn't Rebecca Gibbs' intention. And a wasted opportunity there for the Torpedoes.
Sure was, but I love the way Christian kept the 2 players in who are quite inexperienced, not pulling them straight out.
Yeah, great confidence for the young girls, not thinking that they've made a mistake. Redbond working hard. So still with Fremantle. Back into Redbond again. That ball stolen. So Gibb, that was stealing that ball. Earl now with it. Counter-attack chance here. Johnson with it. Swarming defence though.
Good play by Abby Gross.
From Gross. And this is frantic end-to-end water polo, so it's back up in centre forward. Redbond working hard, and he gets the 5 metre.
That was against my maths.
Rebecca Gibb.
My maths, what do you call that
Student.
when I'm maths student?
Yeah. Good grief. I'm sure all the schools will be calling out to get your number. So this is Jess Beeler, the debutante. The first 5 metre at National League level and gets the goal. Great moment for her and the family. First goal for the youngster at National League level. Gets the little high five there from Charlotte Gibbons, one of the other debutantes. So the young girls enjoying the moment here at the fish tank. 10-5, Fremantle leading the Torpedoes. 6.5 minutes remaining in the match. Make sure you do stick around. We've got the men's clash between the Mariners and the Torpedoes getting underway in around 23 minutes time.
They'll probably take a little bit more time than that because they'll need to warm up.
Well, we know your maths isn't very good, Sharon, so I'll stick with my 23.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to warm up a little bit longer, Mick. You stick to your maths, I'll stick to my water polo.
So Johnson now. So plenty of ball movement here. Rigo now with it. Back to Johnson. So Johnson with a big shot there.
Another good save.
Johnson again sitting at the top of the circle. Gets the arm free. Rigo. Right back across. Makes it hard.
Don't think that was quite on.
Childs had 2 solid defenders on her in Redbond and also Gross. So it's always going to be tough as Beeler swims the ball back up for Fremantle. Gross with it. Sends it across. Gibbons. Throws it back in. Shot coming. That was Cranley as the clock wound down. A long ball up.
Very vigorous foul there.
Johnson with it.
Charlotte just on the wrong side there. She needs to sit more on the left-hand side, but try. At least she didn't get let her score.
So the shot coming there from Pippa Pedley.
Lovely shot.
And Torpedoes 10-6. Trailing by 4, 5 minutes remaining.
4 or 5 new players.
So some of the youngsters being subbed out now by Christian Hoad. Some experience put back into the pool, but a great experience for some of those young girls to get their first start at National League for this famous club. It's had a lot of success over the years. So Levy onto Zimmerman.
She'll be looking to hold the ball up.
Chavez.
She goes with the ball now.
No one nearly in at centre forward. Now Zimmerman driving in, pulls up short, still drives again. Zimmerman wanting it.
Works the ball out to
Defensive foul there on Zimmerman.
the captain again.
So they play on. This is Charles with the ball for the Torpedoes. Nice quick shot there from Pedley. So Torpedoes sharing it around. The ball unfortunately into the deck. Maddie Quinn picks it up. This is McGee back in again. Levy. Back into Zimmerman again. Just tries to pub it out to Red Bond. Exclusion called. And the shot coming though from Chavez. Not waiting for the player to be kicked out. It was Childs. The exclusion was called on. So Olivia Childs will make her way out. The shot was coming. So 11-6 the score, 4 minutes remaining in the match. Fremantle leading the Torpedoes. Play gets underway. Little with it. Rigo gets herself into centre forward. It doesn't go to her. A shot coming there from Earl. And Hedges again equal to the task, looking for a player to pick up. In fact, she sends it all the way down to Chavez. McGee tries to get herself into some clear water. An offensive foul called, I think, against Red Bonds.
Yeah, against Aaron, it's always tricky to know if you're going to get kicked out or an offensive foul against you. Oh, we can see the Torpedo men all skipping around the tree over there. Warming up, getting ready.
So Torpedoes needing to score again. Time running out. 3.5 minutes remaining in the match. This is O'Leary.
Oh, great pass.
Wonderful ball across to Whittaker.
Deserved better. Great pass.
So Levy right on the spot there in defence though, making it very difficult. Ball back in McGee. Fighting hard to get her arms free. Gets the ball across to Zimmerman. Turns. Foul called Zimmerman. Long one back to Chavez. 6 seconds remaining on the clock. Decides just to dump it. Quinn leaves it behind. So here we go. Maddie Rigo with it. Chavez in chase. Lobs it over the head of Hedges and finds the goal. So great work there by Rigo, but a little bit sloppy by Fremantle.
Yeah, I think they probably should have thrown the ball further up the field so that the Torpedoes had to actually go and get it. Jessica's... Oh, I can see Christian asking about something. Not sure what that's about.
Yeah, Zimmerman and Hoad, so the captain and the coach, not happy. I've never seen a referee change his mind. I don't think it's going to happen here. So score remains 11-7. Fremantle by 4. 2:40 left on the clock. Chavez. Levy. Back to McGee. Getting plenty of attention there from Whittaker.
Exclusion code on number 9 there, it looks like.
So that's an exclusion on Maddie Rigo. I can't even see Rigo now leaving the pool. McGee now with it. Has the shot. Just off the outstretched hand of Karina and into the upright. So another good save there by the Torpedoes goalkeeper. really putting a hand up to retain the role of guardian of the cage, having a good match tonight. So this is Earl. Long ball across to Whitaker. Been involved in some fairly...
There's Jess's last.
So Zimmerman out
exclusion.
on 3, so she is gone. The captain is gone with 2 minutes remaining in the match. Little. Rebecca Little now, 6-on-5 opportunity for the Torpedoes. Need to score. Earl has a shot, rockets it into the top corner. They're hard to save.
Great top corner shot. Just did well to last. Only 1 minute 48 on the clock, so she can be happy with her game tonight.
11-8. So back to a 3-goal difference. So Christian Hoad won't be happy. I think it's important for all these teams and these coaches, if you do get a lead, you want to try and maintain that lead. Coaches don't like it when teams switch off and allow other teams to get back into it. I can't see the Torpedoes stealing this match from here, but Hoad would prefer that 5-goal buffer. Maddie Quinn sends it into Red Bond. 5-metre call. Once again, great work there by Erin Redbond. Nice pass from Maddie Quinn.
Defender just been caught on the wrong shoulder there. Should have been on the left shoulder.
It looks like it's Sarah Levy now with the penalty.
So Levy sits up and bounces it in. So another nice goal there from Sarah Levy. I love the confidence of young Levy just coming up there. Happy to take that.
Yeah. Last time she was playing National League a couple of years ago, she was probably one of the players that sat on the bench a bit, young and inexperienced, and I'm just so impressed by her tonight. Played a really good game.
So Levy now, this time in defence against Catherine Earl. Gets it in, stolen there by McGee. She read that.
She's like a pouncing cat.
She read that like she was
what?
reading a copy of Australia's Toughest Sports People.
Oh, I heard that's a good read, actually.
Ripping read. Here goes Gross, swimming in, sits up. Oh, good defence though. That's great work there by O'Leary. She's been very good tonight. This is Putt now. So last minute of the match, 12-8 the score. Emma Putt now with it for the Torpedoes. Gross in chase, still Putt. Levy coming across, and Levy once again. Mountain of work by the youngster. Here's the counter-attack opportunity here for Fremantle. It's frantic. The last minute of this game. Players are getting tired. Gross now slows down. Waits for the cavalry to arrive. It goes up to Quinn. Also been very good tonight. Got through a mountain of work. Red Bond in at centre forward. Copping plenty of attention. Chavez now. So Linden defence comes into centre forward, swarming defence there. O'Leary picks it up, but ejection called on Johnson. So here's Quinn, 18 seconds left. We've got time, has the shot early.
Good block by Catherine.
Block.
14 seconds on the clock.
So Catherine Earl, she'll just pop it off to Childs, and as the clock kicks down, Childs sends it in to Putt. Putt with the final shot, almost finds it.
Oh, and 5 minute
With basically 0 seconds left on the clock.
That was another time when the ball deflected off the goal and landed straight in front of the
Defender?
well, in front of the attacker, and the defender caught behind. So Glenn, poor old Glenn, that wasn't her fault. See, everyone has to leave the pool now, Mick. That's a rule. If there's a 5 metre and the game's finished, all players must leave the pool.
Well, it's very interesting they've got that rule, because you wouldn't think it would happen all that often.
No, it doesn't happen all that often, but I think what happens sometimes is the players get in a bit of a tussle.
Let's just wait for Sayers to have the shot, and he can explain the rules. So Bella Sayers up against Lil Hedges. And Sayers finds the back of the net to reduce the deficit and let the Torpedoes finish on a high. So 12-9 is the final score. But that ruling, so it's if there is a 5 minute at the end of the game, players must leave the water.
Yeah, or at the end of any quarter. I think what's happened in the past is when players have been in the water and there's a bit of niggle between them, then sometimes it can get out of hand. Not here. but it can do.
So 12-9 was the final score.
Just quickly, that was a great goal from Isabel. After the pressure's on, the whole place is watching you. So great goal.
A good goal, but the Fremantle too strong in the end. 12 goals to 9. They were in the first quarter was tight, but from really 2, 3, and 4, they were never really headed. Is that what you expected tonight?
Well, I thought the Marlins possibly would come away with the win just because of their experience in the water. However, 3 goals, pretty close score when they were up quite significantly at half time. So they didn't lose, UWA didn't lose their composure and kept going well. I can't read the stats, Mick, because I stopped putting them down because it was getting dark and I couldn't see.
So the score was 12-9. So your best players from the Torpedoes, firstly?
I thought Isabel had a great game. I thought the older players, Catherine and Dana, did a lot of work. I thought Karina in goals was great. Pretty good team effort by them. And with the Marlins, I think Lil had a good game in goals. Jess was good. I think Sarah Levy, up-and-coming player, had a really good game. She was doing lots of work around the ball, not always scoring, but covering and stealing. So, yeah, great game by Sarah.
And I thought Maddie Quinn, too, was
Maddie
great.
Quinn. She's a lovely girl, too. She works at St Hilda's.
And had a good game tonight.
And she's got a new boyfriend who's a rugby player.
Well, she's a very lucky lady, and he's a very lucky young man as well.
Very lucky.
So 12-9 was the final score here in this first match of the doubleheader. As I mentioned, it was the first of 5 games that these two teams will play against each other, and they will both head across to the East Coast and play off for 5th and 6th. If they win that, they will then go into the semi-finals, which will be a 16 semi-final. These are all sanctioned Australian water polo games, so the debutants, they register a cap, the goal scorers, all these matches do count. These two teams are part of the total competition, and it's a great initiative, as we did mention, by Water Polo Australia to let this competition go ahead as part of the Australian Water Polo League, and they will get the chance to actually play off for the title. 12-9 was the score. Make sure you do stick around. We've got the men coming up fairly shortly. Sharon Wheelock, terrific to have you in commentary.
Thank you for inviting me. I might go home with you tonight.
You could do a lot worse. I'll let your husband know. As I mentioned, stick around. I'll be back with Andy Taylor for the men's game in around 15 or so minutes' time.
5, Phil Salter. 6, Nick Hughes. 7, Julian Kiriakou. 8, Tom Sangster. 9, Andrew Ford. 10, Sam Rowbottom. 11, Byron Kerry. 13, Riley Morrich. 15, Charlie Emanuel. 16, Andrew Barber. They're coached by Andre Kovalenko, manager Steve Kiriakou. And for the Mariners tonight, number 9 and captain, Joel Swift. Number 1, Damien Williams. 2, Peter Tomasevich. 3, Davis Baboon. 4, Will McKay. 5, Elijah Measham. 6, Tom Pryor. 7, Clancy Neesham. 10, Luca Altieri. 11, Florian Naruska. 12, Duva Boone. 13, Mitch Ainsworth. 16, Nick Elphick. And coached by Dushon Christic and manager Gabriel Groves. And the referees tonight, Mark Valenzuela and Gabriel Boris, and the delegate Liz Berman. Good luck to both teams.
Yes, well, welcome back to Bicton Pool. Second match of the Kap7 Cup WA about to get underway with the Fremantle Mariners up against the UWA Torpedoes. My name is Mick Collis, and joining me in commentary is Sol Olympian Andy Taylor, who's looking pretty chuffed, having just watched his daughter Jarrah make her debut for the Marlins. Andy, a nice moment for the family, and great to have you back behind the mic at Bicton Pool.
Firstly, thanks Mick for having me back. I do enjoy catching up with yourself and commentating on these games. It was a great moment to see my daughter play her first National League game. The tradition is alive. That's the fourth Taylor that's played National League for Fremantle, so a very proud moment.
No, it's terrific. And so here tonight, we've got the Fremantle side up against the Torpedoes. As we mentioned earlier, in the women's game, which was won by Fremantle, these two teams are going to play a 5-match series. They'll then both head across to the East Coast, where they'll play 5-6, the playoff in the current Australian Water Polo League. And if they win that, then they will continue into the 6-team semi-final series. So it's a great opportunity for the WA teams, while their borders remain shut, to still be involved in the Australian Water Polo League. So it's a great initiative by Water Polo, and both these teams know that they will get a chance to compete for the title. But tonight, it's all about game 1 of 5. It's Fremantle up against the Torpedoes. It's one of the great rivalries. Andy, which way is it going to go?
Well, of course, I've got skin in the game, so I'll always vote for Fremantle. But it's going to be a tough game. I'm actually looking forward to it. With the being coached by Kovalenko, I believe the boys from Torpedoes will be very strong, very rigid in what they do. But I think the skill of the Fremantle team will hopefully come over the top.
And a couple of good players in the Torpedoes, namely, or the two Ford brothers, George and Andrew. They're going to have to be certainly marked hard and watched by the Fremantle side.
Absolutely, Mick. They're in the Ford. They've just come back from the Olympics last year. They are the players to watch. And if you shut them down, you've got a good opportunity to win today's game.
So game about to get underway. It's the 4th match of the afternoon here. Earlier on today, we had the reserves, which I think is a great concept, the National League Reserves competition here in Perth, with the Torpedoes defeating Fremantle in the women's, and in the men's reserves it was the Fremantle side getting up over the Torpedoes, and in the women's game Fremantle too strong for the Torpedoes. So at the moment it's 3-2, or sorry, I should say 2-1. Fremantle leading the Torpedoes in these 4 games that have been on display. Some great water polo action, and this one should be no different. It's been a couple of years since these teams have played National League, so something I'm sure the players are looking forward to just as much as the good crowd that's turned up here tonight.
And what a fantastic venue to tip it off and get it going. Bicton Pool is one of the greatest water polo pools in the world. It's been said before, and it's fantastic. Great night, great atmosphere, Mick.
Yeah, the fish tank, as it's been called tonight. So the home of the Mariners and the Marlins on the banks of the Swan River.
Slight correction here to the refereeing.
And
We've got Double Boris and Liz Berman refereeing.
Double Boris and Liz Berman
It'll be Andrew
refereeing here tonight. So on your screens you've got the Fremantle in the white caps and the Torpedoes in the black. So Fremantle coming from right to left on your screen, the home side. Beautiful venue under lights, And underway, game 1 in this 5-match Kap7 series. And it looks like it's going to be Andrew Ford is the one, Kap 9 there for the Torpedoes. Having that swim up, Nick Hughes now with the ball. His brother George Ford.
First observation, Mick, looks like Fremantle pressing.
So Hughes.
Oh, if that's going to set the standard of the game, we're going to see a lot of kick-outs tonight. I thought that was a bit harsh.
So Kiriako in at centre forward. Row bottom with a shot. So a tremendous start by the Torpedoes. Row bottom first goal of the night. So great start by the Torpedoes.
Absolutely, they were very strong, very quick in that extra man, didn't stuff around at all.
So this is Naroska, Florian Naroska. I believe he's almost 40 years old. Florian, very experienced player. So a turnover.
Got to control the game, but a bit of a lazy pass there in the centre.
So Torpedoes, low bottom, the goal scorer with the ball. Real frantic pace in the opening stages of this game. Now with Ford, tries to get into centre forward, but can't, just over the top of the headers.
Yeah, a bit of an impossible pass there, I think pushing it a little bit. Again, control might be the key tonight, Nick. Looks like it's going pretty fast already.
Yeah, it's a frantic start. Altieri with it for Fremantle. Across to Nick Elphick. One of the rising stars. So an exclusion, extra man opportunity here, 6 on 5. Elphick with it. Has the shot. Gets the goal. There's the equaliser.
Yeah, Clancy is a player, a rising star. I actually was down here having a swim myself on Sunday, and he was doing a bit of extra hard yards outside the program, so it's good to see.
So 1-1 in this match. Damo Williams in goals for Fremantle. Tom Freeman for the Torpedoes. So Damo Williams and Nick Elphick in the Australian squad at the moment for the Fremantle side. Playing tonight in front of their home crowd. This is Charlie Emanuel, one of the youngsters from the Torpedoes.
Still playing the press, Mick. Still playing the press.
George Ford. And pressured there by Will Mackay. Long arms there of Elphick. Sits up and has the shot. Andrew Ford sent it over the top of the crossbar.
Right idea, but the execution wasn't too good there. We're not talking just missing the top of the stage, Mick. We're talking about 3 or 4 feet over the top.
So Naroska back to Elphick. Altieri. Offensive foul called, so a turnover. Torpedoes back in possession through Hughes.
Yeah, a bit obvious by Will Mackay there. Hand on top of the shoulder, pulling past right in front of the referee. Need to be a bit smarter about that.
So Mackay being picked up. Emmanuel has the shot. So Damo Williams, as I mentioned, in the Australian squad. Brother Taz also played a lot of games down here.
It's always good for a goalkeeper to get a stop in. Helps them to improve with the game, get a bit of confidence. Good solid stop.
Another offensive foul. This is starting to hurt. The Fremantle side. Giving away goal-scoring opportunities for Torpedoes back in possession again.
You're exactly right, Mick, not giving themselves a chance to score at the moment. Exactly right.
So row bottom. Torpedoes giving themselves plenty of opportunities. Emmanuel again. Forward with it.
Shot clock running down, Mick.
Altieri pressing. Now Neeson pressing.
All left on the clock.
Tries the lob.
You'll take that every day of the week if you're defending and they try and do lob shots from 10 metres on the side.
So Neeson again. Naroska's clean in the middle. Leaves the ball behind. No. Bad mistake from the experienced player, and here's the counter attack. So Nick Hughes with it. So still Hughes. Chase is coming. Mackay, one of them. Hughes sits up, has the shot. Great goal. So all coming from a mistake there by Fremantle, capitalised by Nick Hughes, and almost going coast to coast to put the Torpedoes up 2-1.
And yes, it was a mistake by Fremantle there, Mick. I quote the great David Neesham, who said that one thing, first rule of water polo, know where the ball is.
Yeah, it's a good rule. So it's been an electrifying start by the Torpedoes. Often been regarded as the little brother between these two teams. Fremantle with such a dominant record at National League level. So Mitchell Ainsworth, his first game back since 2015 in the National League, and another offensive foul.
We've also got Swifty back this year. Joel Swift.
Yeah, plenty of experience.
Absolutely.
So forward. Back to Hughes. That's Drew Baboon there in defence. Looks like another exclusion. See that is. Looks like. So Baboon's been kicked out. So a 6-on-5 opportunity here for the Torpedoes.
Some more confidence for the goalkeeper, Mick. Great save there by Williams. Great save.
So forward to Rowbottom. Rowbottom bangs in his second. He's lethal with that left hand. So great goal, Sam Rowbottom. So the Torpedoes out 3-1.
Yeah, a bit of a wake-up call for young Elijah Woods, Neesham, sorry. That's his corner. There's no mistake about that. That's his corner.
So Drew Zimmerman with it for Fremantle. Finds Tomasevic.
Torps are also playing a press in front. Well, they've dropped back now, Mick. They've dropped back for the last 15 seconds.
Tomasevic back. Now to Ilfik again. Big shot coming there from Tomasevic with a good block.
Good defence. I think that's exactly what the Torps want them to do there. Play it into their hands. Good defence.
So Freeman picks up Barber for the Torpedoes. Andrew Barber heading in towards some clear water. Ainsworth across in defence. Emmanuel.
Mariners are playing a full press for the whole 35. There's 6 seconds left on the clock.
Lockie Emmanuel sits up, rifles it in. He's had a great shot ever since he's a youngster, and as he's got stronger, the shots just got better. So Lockie Emmanuel from about 10 metres out, just threading the needle, and the Torpedoes all of a sudden 4-1 up.
Yeah. I don't know why the guy came back on that. There was only 6 seconds left on the clock. You can't give people pot shots. You've got to have confidence in the centre back to stop a goal every so often.
So 3 minutes remaining in the first term. Tomasevic with it. Baboon. Hughes in defence, back to Tomasevic. Now back to Elphick again.
Yeah. Bit too heavy.
Clancy Neesham gets the kick out. Elphick, 6-on-5 opportunity here. Fremantle desperate to score. Davis Baboon back to Tomasevic. Davis Baboon with it. Tomasevic. Elphick has the shot, rifles it in, but just out to the left of the upright. Freeman getting the hand in the way. So a 2 metre, another 20 seconds for Fremantle. Looking to reduce that deficit, trailing by 3. Elphick again. Back to the Baboon. Tomasevic sitting up at the top. To Neesham, juggles it. Just that half a second of delay from that juggle.
Exactly right, Nick. Allow the goalkeeper to get across and take that comfortably.
So Andrew Barber now for the Torpedoes. Neesham across in defence, Barber with it. Slows things down.
Another rejection on Nick Elphick. So 6 on 5. Opportunity here. That's forward to his brother. Right back across to Barber. George Ford, Andrew Ford has the shot, almost breaks the upright or the crossbar.
It was actually good movement, quite like that. Oh,
It was on.
absolutely. A good pass there would have been another definite goal for the Torps.
So Damo Williams picks out Davis Baboon on the riverside here at the fish tank tonight. Back to Mazovic. Altieri. Now it goes into centre forward. And that swarming defence.
Yeah.
Tom
If
Pryor.
I would have made that pass in the centre, trying to push it into the forward. He had his mate on the other side, could have got a shot away there.
So Byron Kelly now up to Barber.
Oh, good
Ball
steal.
stolen there by Altieri.
Good
Well done, read it well, saw it coming. There could be a counter attack on the riverside. Ball needs to get to him, but Barber does pretty well to slow it down. Altieri goes back to the safety of Damo Williams. This is Drew Baboon. Now across to his brother. So Davis Baboon with the ball. Hughes in defence. Back to Altieri again.
Fremantle need to score here.
So Mazovic gets it into centre forward. Pryor just with no real option just to try and flick that in off his wrist then.
I was hoping he might have been trying to flick it to his mate behind him, but just didn't come off.
So Kelly now for the Torpedoes. 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and it's been a frantic one. 4-1 is the score. Torpedoes leading. Andrew Ford. Ford with it. 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
9 left in the game, Nick.
So Damo Williams looking for something.
Drop it in front of him.
Davis Baboon.
Drop it in front of him.
Got 4 seconds.
Yes, good play.
Rejection called. So a chance here for Fremantle. So Drew Baboon, as time ran out, had to take the shot. So at the end of the first quarter, it is the Torpedoes leading by 4-1. And Andy, it's really a matter of the Torpedoes making the most of their opportunities and Fremantle not giving themselves enough.
Absolutely agree, Mick, and also the speed that the Torps came out at. Obviously they're at a bit of a higher pace than Fremantle at the moment. I'm sure the Fremantle coach will be a bit worried about how quickly or how slowly we're getting down and how quickly we're losing the ball when we get down there. I think that would be the big talk for me as coach for Fremantle, letting his players go, let's be controlled, let's take our time, let's look at the opportunities. But yeah, Torpedoes came out firing. Great quarter.
So those turnovers that Fremantle were giving, like what was going on? How do they stop that for the remainder of this match?
Oh, I think so. Just slow it down a little bit. Don't push that passes as we saw. That last one, there was 3 guys in centre forward on the centre. Sorry, 3 guys around centre forward. They threw the ball in. Of course, it got taken away. He had a mate on the side on about 6 metres. He could have got a shot away. Just looking at the options, maybe picking better options and forcing it. That's what I'd be pushing this quarter.
And the offensive fouls that they were giving, is that a discipline thing, or is that credit to the Torpedoes for forcing that?
A bit of both, I think, Nick. I think you're right there. Fremantle are trying to push the envelope, trying to get that goal. They're 4-1 down. But if you're a good defender and you're making them push off you, you're doing the right job.
And the makeup of this Fremantle side, they've got an enormous amount of experience. We talked about they've brought back Mitchell Ainsworth since 2015. Joel's come back in. We've got Naroska, who's back in. I think as I mentioned, he's 39 years old. Do you like that way of thinking, or would you prefer to sort of try and blood some more younger guys, or do you think you've got to bring these guys in because they want to win? So do you play for the season, or do you play for the future?
I'm always a future guy, Mick. I apologise for people that are out there. You're talking about a bloke that hasn't played in 6 years. Is he fit? I don't mind him playing if he's fit. I'm just looking at him now. I'm sorry being harsh, but he's not. So if you're going to bring these players in, they've got to be up to standard. We're in that position in every team's sport that you've had your golden years, and you're not going to rebuild by bringing old people back in to fill a void. You've got to bring the young fellas through. You've got to educate them. You've got to teach them how to play polo. Filling voids does not win championships.
So at the moment it's not winning them the game. They're trailing by 3, but we've got a long way to go. First quarter over, but the swim up's going to be won there by Andrew Ford. Just a little bit too quick there for Will Mackay. So the Torpedoes with the first attacking opportunity of this game. I get the sense they've got a bit of a sniff here tonight, and they want to try and almost put their foot on the throat of this Fremantle side and put on a big one tonight. Playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of spirit. So a turnover. So Fremantle in possession. Will Mackay with it. George Ford in defence. Mackay now in Kap7 for Fremantle, looking for someone. Goes back to Naroska, now to Tomazovic. Long ball. Naroska again. Tomazovic sits up at the top. Now he tries to pop it in to Ainsworth. Tomazovic again. Naroska finally had the shot.
Great shot from the old Blake to make me look good. Bad on me.
And the veteran bouncing that ball through. Needed that goal. So 4-2.
Probably being a little bit selfish in my comments, Mick. I did play till I was 40.
So Lockie Emmanuel offloads to George Ford. He's certainly not in any hurry to get rid of the ball, just summing up his options. Across to Emmanuel, back to Ford once again. Plenty of time still left on that shot clock. Loose ball picked up by Tomazovic, so a turnover. So Fremantle with the chance to reduce this deficit. Again, Will Mackay up the other side of the pool. Andrew Ford just coming back in cover. Filling the gap at the moment. With Mackay a little bit more time to come in now. Ford comes across. Mackay leaves it behind. Ford might almost steal it. Almost.
It was a shame. Will had an opportunity to give it to Swifty there, but just missed the opportunity.
Swift gets it then under a lot of attention from Lockie Emmanuel. Naroska now to Elphick. Ainsworth. Swift in at centre forward. Trying to get himself some space. Mackay. Naroska. Tries to get the tap on. From Tomazovic. But it just goes wide, so Lockie Emmanuel now bringing it back for the Torpedoes. An ejection. Tomazovic, just frustration, I think, from him, missing that opportunity up the other end. Now he's been kicked out, so gives the Torpedoes a 6-on-5 opportunity. Emmanuel with it. To Hughes. Right back across. Row bottom, he's already scored 2. Hughes has the shot.
Another good save from the goalie.
Yeah, Damon Williams in good form tonight. 5.5 remaining, second term, 4-2 the score.
I will say, Mick, it's a nice move in an extra man from Torpedoes there.
Yeah, that was
just the execution at the end.
Mackay. Thanks to Neesham back in the pool for Fremantle. And straight into the action. Neesham sends it into Swift, and Swift, the worm burner across the top, and he claims it too. He likes it, the big fella.
You cannot give Swifty that kind of move, space. He'll cut you up every freaking time. Sorry.
He's a big, strong human being. Ball to him, so a nice pass in. And just that ball skimming across the top.
Changes made. The big boys are getting out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they measure weights for these teams, any like rugby scrums, but I think Fremantle would outweigh the Torpedoes by about 200 kilos.
I think we just saw a front row walk past us, Nick.
So one of the Caps just losing one of the earpieces, so just a change of caps, which is going to make it, I'm not sure if that's going to be a spare cap or whether, so it's cap 2. So I'm not sure whose cap that was that actually came off.
Yep, occupational health and safety, you've got to follow the rules, don't you?
We will try and pick up who that man is now wearing cap number 2.
Mariners has been told to put on a full press. Trying to put it forward. Oh, shot from the outside.
So Nick Hughes it is in the, now we're in cap 2, was in cap 6, but Nick Hughes now in cap 2.
Oh, bit of a changeover.
So Andrew Ford with the ball. Opportunity here for the Torpedoes. Leading by 1. George Ford now with it. Defence swarming across. Has the shot.
Oh, I wouldn't have been happy if I was the coach with that sort of effort.
No, that won't be on his highlights reel.
It won't be on his highlights reel, that one.
Elijah Neesham. Crowd not happy. The home crowd here.
I've got to admit, I'm not happy with that. It's called water polo.
So this is Nick Hughes. Call they play on. Hughes with a shot.
Yep.
And the top edge there from Damo Williams, just tapping it over the bar. So a 2 metre call, another 20-second shot for the Torpedoes, trailing by 1. 4 minutes remaining. Lockie Emmanuel. Andrew Ford. Altieri applying the pressure. George Ford working hard with Nick Elphick.
8 left on the shot clock, Nick.
Emmanuel.
Oh, good pass.
Oh, lovely ball in. Nice shot there by Hughes. Here goes Clancy Neesham now for Fremantle. Sends it back into Altieri. He's got some space. Decides to swim it up himself. Across to Elphick. And back to Altieri.
Too much balance coming from. Good kick out there, but not too much balance from Fremantle there.
So Naroska with it, getting the kick out. Andrew Ford, the man, taking the break. Neesham back to Elphick, back to Neesham again. Elphick at the top, across to Clancy Neesham this time. Altieri has the shot, great save though by Freeman, to back with Fremantle.
That could be a penalty, yes. I'm glad the referee on the other side picked that up.
So the 5 metre called on Naroska, earning it. Florian Naroska, the man. The ball coming in, the defence a little bit too willing there, so Nick Elphick will step up for the 5 metre. And this to draw it even here at the fish tank tonight. And we are all tied up with just 3 minutes remaining in the second term for all. Torpedoes up against the Mariners.
It's quite obvious the Torpedoes haven't come out with the gusto they had in the first quarter, Mick, and I think that's the reason we've had a bit of a turnaround at the moment.
Is that Fremantle slowed them down from what they've been doing, or just they've taken the foot off the pedal?
I think it comes down to a couple of saves that the goalkeepers make. You know, if they've gone in, they're a couple of goals up. I'm a firm believer, and I remember Glenn Townsend, they can have a massive influence on your game.
Yeah. So Lockie Emmanuel, some of the young bucks there, Elijah Neesham and Lockie Emmanuel. thanks to offloading that ball to Morris. So a counter-attack here. Opportunity. No one's really clear though. So Williams goes to the safety of Altieri. Joel Swift makes his way up into centre forward. Elijah Neesham also tries to get himself clear. Still though with Altieri.
One thing I like about young Elijah, he takes the team up the field. He swims up hard, and that gives you about another 5 seconds in attack you normally wouldn't have. You need someone to take your team up.
So ball tries to get into Swift.
Personally, that's a penalty, but we'll take the extra man.
So an exclusion. A little bit of carry on there between Swift and Ford. Altieri. Davis Baboon throws it. Sloppy pass there by Baboon. So a real wasted opportunity there for Fremantle with 6 on 5. George Ford out of the pool.
I don't care what sport you play, but it's still a game of inches.
Yep, absolutely. Torpedoes, counter-attack opportunity. Thanks to Edwards having the shot. So Damo Williams with it for Fremantle.
And again, that's talking about the influence the goalkeeper has. They're starting to realise they're going to have to put it away now, so that start making mistakes. That wasn't a very good shot at all.
So the just all touch and all class there, and he likes it too. Davis Baboon just handing on to Joel Swift, and all the delicacy and all the touch from the big man. So all of a sudden, Fremantle in the lead.
The big centre forwards love those passes, Mick.
Yeah, right on the money.
Right on the money.
Salter back to Hughes. He's got Morich in at centre forward, just making his way out. Salter. Ball comes back out from Byron Kelly. Now it comes back into Morich. Williams again though, equal to the task. Davis Baboon out.
Counter-attack coming at the back half. Can they execute? No.
Ainsworth makes his way in towards centre forward. As does Pryor. They go out to Mackay. Altieri. Pryor's in there, tries to get clean, can't. Another ejection, so 6 on 5 opportunity, 41 seconds remaining. Clancy Neesham has the shot early.
Bit too early, I'd say, Mick.
Yeah, Freeman pretty happy with himself too with the save. So another let off there for the Torpedoes.
Especially the other reason is there's only 27 left on the clock, so you've given them an opportunity to score.
Almost a full attack now for the Torpedoes. Almost stolen by Altieri. Byron Kelly almost getting caught unawares. Riley Morich in at centre forward. Back out to Hughes. 10 seconds left on the clock. Hughes winds up, has the shot deflected there by Clancy Neesham. So Damo Williams, 10 seconds. What will he do? I think he's just going to hang on to this ball and have a shot himself. No, he's going to pop it into Pryor. Turns. And Freeman unleashes. So at half time, a complete turnaround. It was 4-1 at the end of the first quarter. Now it is 5-4 to Fremantle. Did you see that coming?
No, I didn't, Mick. I think the difference was, as you probably noticed, they talked were having shots at the end of their 30. A couple of times out in the corner to the left, a couple of lob shots. Just then, shot from, call it 13 metres. The defence are doing their work. But also down the other end, solid kick-outs, getting the ball in, a little bit more structure, strong play by Fremantle, strong play.
And do you think that we talked about, the size of this Fremantle side, we just saw the two teams walk past. How tiring is it for a young, smaller team like the Torpedoes to play against a very large, heavy side like Fremantle?
Oh, absolutely tiring. To move 120 kilos is very hard to do. To move 60 kilos is not that hard at all. So, and also with your 120 kilos and you know your Joel Swift, who's an experienced Olympian, not only does he use his weight, he also uses his knowledge and his skill and his experience. And a young fella's going to find that very hard to deal with.
So if you're the new coach of the Fremantle side, what are you saying to your troops?
Right now you can see he's quite animated. Even though the boys had a very good quarter, I think he's probably saying, you know, great quarter, but we need to do these little executions well. As you saw, there was a couple of shots that probably shouldn't have been taken a bit early. We still need to control the ball. He comes from a Serbian background, I believe, Mick, so he's probably telling we stay in control. The team from the old Yugoslavia, with the broken up Serbia, Montenegro, Croatia, they're actually renowned for controlling the game. Even when they're 3 goals down, they know how to come back and win. And if they follow that philosophy and he's preaching that to his team, you know, Mariners could be a very solid side this year. And hopefully, as I talked about earlier, those guys that have come in, they're getting fitter as the months goes on. And when they do get the opportunity, hopefully Emperor McGowan lets us leave, they can go over there and compete at the National League level.
And Dusan, the coach, he's come across from Sydney. He coached the Sydney University team that beat this Fremantle side in the final of the Water Polo League. Were you surprised, as a former Fremantle player, to have an imported coach come across to coach?
No, not at all. I think that's the time these days. You want your best you can get, and if it's going to be overseas, it's going to be overseas. You know, poor old Justin Langer got torched, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't pop up coaching England.
Yep. Yeah, it's certainly the way of the world with sport at the moment. We see Eddie Jones fired by the Wallabies and coaching over in England, so
correct.
it's a great pickup for Fremantle to have Dusan come across. So hopefully the plan will be for him to be more than just 1 year. It'd be great if he could actually come across and build a bit of a legacy with his coaching over here in Perth, and it's great to steal one from the East Coast.
Yep.
4 goals to the Mariners, no goals to the Torpedoes. A great comeback.
So second half about to get underway, the third quarter in this Kap7 clash between the Fremantle side and the Torpedoes. The home side up by 5-4 at the moment. That was a 4-0 quarter by the home side. Casey Neesham swimming from left to right in the white cap. He's gone a little bit early though. He thinks he might win it too. So a little bit of a break there from Casey Neesham.
I think they call that the warm-up bit.
And Riley Morich swimming for the Torpedoes. If he breaks again, will they DQ him? So here he goes. Neesham up against Morich to get the third term underway, the first of 5 matches in this Kap7 WA Cup Series. And Clayton Neesham, after his warm-up,
absolutely, at the warm-up,
gets the ball back.
It's over the line.
So Narosco now with it. So the Torpedoes this time looking to continue to increase this lead. They've scored 4 unanswered goals. Torpedoes will be equally keen to try and stem that flow and get themselves back level here tonight. Beautiful night for water polo. Not too much breeze at all. A good crowd in.
Yeah, you're out of the water.
So an ejection. That's on Will Mackay. So forward.
They're called the coach killers, those ones, Mick, because there's no need to get kicked out there, and he gets kicked out, you know. Just foul the guy.
So 6-on-5 opportunity. So the Torpedoes keeping the ball dry forward to his brother. Back to Hughes, and Hughes with the wild one. The flicker out of the back of the hand.
I will say the last couple of shots from the Torps haven't been that good, have they?
No.
They're quite wild. It's not going to help the cause.
So Mackay, Julian Kiriakou across in defence. Tomasevic now for Fremantle. Plenty going on in centre forward. Elphick now with it. Joel Swift getting stuck in to Andrew Ford. An exclusion called. I'm not sure who it was on. In fact, it was Andrew Ford.
That was great play by Elphick to get deep in the corner. We had the front water and a nice pass in. Well done.
Exclusion was called against Beeler. That's his 3rd exclusion for the game. The Olympian is
So Andrew Ford, you may have just heard from the ground announcer, that was his third exclusion. So Andrew Ford will play no further part in this match. So that's a big loss for the Torpedoes to have a player of his calibre out.
I agree, Mick. Massive hole, because not only is he a good defender, he also contributes in attack. So that's going to hurt the team.
And we talk about experience with some of the young players. You know, you got guys like Julian Kiriakou and Lockie Emmanuel, just some young guys that are out there, and what a great player to learn off. So it's a shame for them that he's out. And Fremantle, after some more words of advice there from Dusan, setting up. Do they call a move?
Well, I did see a call moved in the women's game, and by Christian Hoad, and his father Tom Hoad used to coach me, and I had flashbacks. I will say, Mick, I had flashbacks. But the actual move worked, so unlike when we played. Sorry, Tom.
We'll just run through this little phase here. We might get a bit more detail about that move, Andy. Tomasevic with it here. Now Mackay. Tomasevic at the top, so 6-on-5 opportunity here. Elphick for it. Fremantle brings himself around a little bit square, lobs it right across to Altieri. Creeps himself into Mackay. Time starting to run out. To Goal coming. So a well-worked move there by Fremantle. Yep. And Andy, I believe they were on a bus ride one time when Tom brought out the whiteboard.
Yes, we're on to a very important game. And Tom gets the attention of the bus and says, I've got a new move in extra man, gents. This is what we're going to do. He proceeded to put it on the whiteboard, and of course it didn't work when we played in the game, because we never played it before.
I love the innovation.
Hilarious moments with Tom Hoad. Great coach, great character, great person for Australian water.
Yeah, absolutely. And great to see him here tonight enjoying the game. He's been here all afternoon watching some of the younger charges in the reserves. He was coaching this morning out of Aquinas. So still going, still contributing. As you said, one of the great characters. So the Torpedoes through Morich on the attack. The offensive foul called those. So all of a sudden in the second term it is the Torpedoes giving away the offensive fouls. And letting the Torpedoes continue to attack as they do through Will Mackay down the commentary side of the pool. Elphick into Swift.
Oh, great move.
And a 5-metre call. Riley Morich it was, the one offending. So 6-4 the score at the moment, and Elphick stepping up.
And Mick, there's a perfect example of your centre-back defender with their legs down. If you're going to play centre-back, you've got to have your legs up, because you've got to be allowed to have movement. If you've got down, you're going to get turned, you're going to get grabbed, you're going to get kicked out, you're going to get penalties.
Elphick winds up and has the shot, so 7-4. And again, we talk about just the power of someone like Joel Swift. It does make it very hard for these people. They've got to be technique's got to be great.
Absolutely, it's got to be top-notch, or you get burnt, as we just seen. Again, quoting the great David Newsham, he said, Andy, and I teach the young kids that are playing with you now, when you're playing defence, you're like a crab. You get your legs up and you're skiddling across the water. You don't drop your legs at all. Doesn't matter if you're playing centre-back or you're taking on a driver.
So Emmanuel now on to Ford. That's George Ford. Andrew no longer taking part of the game. Emmanuel with it. Lockie Emmanuel being driven back there by Mitchell Ainsworth. Another offensive foul again. So the turnover, Fremantle through Davis Laboon. Altieri needs to get his head up. He turns. Now the ball comes to him. Ainsworth sitting in there. Altieri gets squashed there. Rowbottom comes across. He'll have a rest though. So Sam Rowbottom, man.
I was going to say, Rowbottom didn't need to do that at all.
And a shot there coming from Tom Pryor. Possibly a little bit early.
Again, one of those coach killers where the players just doing something stupid and not really trying to play the game.
So Rowbottom back in now for the Torpedoes. Just under 5 minutes remaining third term. 7-4 to score. Fremantle leading the Torpedoes. Rowbottom sits up Ainsworth in defence. Now it goes to Emmanuel. Gets high out of the water, pops it back to Hughes. So exclusion. Tom Fryer, the man out, and a timeout called by coach Andrei Kovalenko.
I will say, Mick, I did not see what that was about.
Now Pryor's not happy with it. Hands are in the air, questioning the referees. Dusan, the coach, and you just see possibly on that left of screen, he was just having a little bit of a word to the referee, but Andrei Kovalenko a chance to talk to his troops. They're desperate for a goal. It's been 6 unanswered goals by Fremantle. They need to break that flow.
I think they've lost a little bit of their structure and attack, Mick. When they get up there, it doesn't seem quite balanced, seems quite rushed. Yeah, it's a bit of a difference to the first quarter.
So let's see what they can do. George Ford, Lockie Emmanuel in the water. Phil Salter as well. Nick Hughes. Sam Rowbottom. And Julian Kiriakou. That's the 6 that they've got. So 6 on 5. Perfect setup there, you can see on the screens. Hughes now with it at the top. Rowbottom. Back to Salter. Hughes again. Back to Rowbottom. Nice ball back to Hughes, sitting at the top. Time starting to run out on them. Salter with it. Sends the ball across. Altieri gets his hand in the way of it though.
Yeah, good. I think that wasn't so much good defence, it was just the Torps overusing the ball, I think. No one was prepared to pop up and take the shot.
So the counter-attack, here it comes. Mackay sits up, and there it is. So they continue the streak. Fremantle with the counter-attack. 8-4, 7 goals in a row. And the Torpedoes just shaking their head at what happened then. From going from attacking in an extra man to all of a sudden another goal down. So
and a counter-attack going the other way, which is highly unlikely when you've got 2 blokes that are sitting out the back that no one can pass.
So here they go again. Another exclusion. This time on Drew Verboon. So 6 on 5. The wide shot coming.
I was about to say who's going to take the shot this time, but someone did, but I think it's a little bit early. You know, one pass, shot next to man. Again, Coach Killer, I'll use it probably a lot today, but your coach wouldn't be happy about that.
So Elphick. Newsom gets it into Swift, tries to keep his head above, 5 metre again.
Again, that's about the 3rd time that Fremantle have gone deep in the corner to get to the centre forward that's been front to get the ball in. You've got to foul the guys on the side so the centre forward can't get the ball, but again, Joel Swift, big, strong, hard to stop.
Yeah, real case of deja vu as Nick Elphick slams it into the back of the net. It's become a good combination, Elphick in that pocket and Joel Swift in at centre forward to draw that 5 metre. So 9-4 now, Fremantle dominating this Torpedoes side after a blistering start by the Torpedoes, up 4-1 at the end of the first term. Now 9 goals to 4 with 3:37 remaining in the 3rd term.
And 4-1 and looking like they were in control, Mick.
Yeah.
It's just dropped considerably after that. So now they're starting to panic a little bit, I believe.
So Charlie Emmanuel in, the younger of the Emmanuel brothers. Member of the Australian junior squad. So Morris back to the 2 brothers. It's Lockie Emmanuel. Walking, winds up, sends it back to his brother.
I will say, which I've just noticed, is Fremantle's gone to a zone defence, which has been working for us. And another good save by Williams, you know.
Yeah, he's been good.
He has been good.
So Barber now with it for the Torpedoes. Lockie Emanuel sits at the top. He's off to by the Charlie.
Back to the zone where they're playing press in the first 2 quarters.
Lockie Emanuel with it, an ejection. So Elijah Neesham out, so a 6-on-5 opportunity here again for the Torpedoes. Can they break that stretch? Charlie Emanuel, Lockie Emanuel sits up. Kelly back
again over passing.
Emanuel's. Nice defence there by Altieri. Gets the block up.
It's good movement from the Torps, but there's nobody look like they're going to score though. So before you know it, they've got down to 3 seconds and someone's having a pot shot. It's great to have movement, but it's got to be structured as well.
Yeah, the clock beating the Torpedoes in that particular phase, and this time the Torpedoes giving away the offensive foul. Could that be the turning point? We saw them doing it a lot in that first term. They've been pretty good since. So here they go, the Torpedoes looking for a goal. Barber back to Salter. Salter with the shot, sends it over the top of the crossbar. So the ball back in the hands of Damien Williams, the goalkeeper for Fremantle.
A couple of changes happening here. A couple of boys a bit tired from the Torps. Fremantle, sorry.
So Clancy Neesham coming back in. Neesham to Altieri. Oh, nice shot there, but off the crossbar.
Got no problem with that. 8 seconds of the clock. Nothing really happening.
Yeah,
Other players coming into the pool, so they weren't part of the game.
So an ejection call now on Nick Elphick. So 6-on-5. Emmanuel.
They're certainly getting the opportunities to score, Mick.
Aren't they?
They're getting an extra man every time they go down.
Yeah. So Barber out. A lazy pass there from Barber. It's been picked off there by Davis for Boone. So the turnover and Fremantle again. And every 30 seconds they give away makes it that little bit harder for them to get back into this game.
Absolutely.
Altieri tries to get it back in. Joel Swift, an exclusion call on Byron Kelly.
I'd have to say Joel Swift is dominating this game.
So it's a double exclusion now.
He cannot be stopped.
Charlie Emanuel, so it's 6-on-4, going to make it very hard here for the Torpedoes. So Mazovic with it, across to Altieri. Joel Swift's there in centre forward, he can almost tap it in. Oh, that's it back, Altieri. So that's sloppy play there. In fact, that was the turnover there. So
the Mariners fell into the Torps. Don't shoot the ball an extra man.
Yeah, that was very strange. Had a couple of opportunities there. Swift was on his own for a number of seconds. But Boone across in cover on Emmanuel, and he's been excluded.
Bit of a technical call there, but he did touch the head, and that's the rule.
Nice save there. The shot coming from Kelly. Damo Williams just smothers it. So 11 seconds remaining. Clock counting down. Joel Swift will have a Hail Mary. In fact, he might not even bother. Yeah, just swing that ball. It's dead. So at the end of the third term, it is the Fremantle Mariners 9 leaving the UWA Torpedoes 4. So a 5-goal deficit. The Torpedoes, Andy, a lot of work to do. Can they come back, or are they just basically the wheels have fallen off a little bit?
If they continue the way they're going, I can't see them come back, Mick. But you know, they're getting the opportunities. They've had more extra man than what the Mariners have. They're getting opportunities every time they go up the field. They're just not executing it on a couple of ways. Bad passes in extra man, but also running out the clock in extra man. That's A-grade stuff. That's not National League water polo. People have got to be aware of the clock when you play at this level, and you've got to have good, solid shots when you've got the extra man. So if they continue the way they're going, not a chance. Even if they have another good quarter, I think the Mariners have the game at the moment. As I said earlier, I think Joel Swift every time he gets the ball. People can't stop him. A bit of a learning curve for the young Torpedoes, I think, today.
Yeah, so it has been just some simple mistakes that are really hurting the Torpedoes after that electric start that really no one saw coming, that 4-1 start. They looked fantastic, but from the start of the second quarter, it really has been all Fremantle. As we mentioned, that's 8 unanswered goals in the last 2 quarters, and a lot of work to do for the Torpedoes to try and get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, just looking at Andre now, he's talking to his team, you know, what to do, especially an extra man, and also about coming back. It looks like when Joel Swift or any of the centre forwards are in for the Mariners. He's very not jovial, but, you know, giving encouragement, which you want to see when you're down. You know, he's giving these young fellas a bit of a run as well. It's good to see. You know, you've got to bring your young fellas through. You're going to need them certain times. If you're down 9-4 and you don't think you've got a chance to win, it's a good time to put them in with experienced players to get some growing and learn as they go along.
Yeah, you don't want to throw them to the wolves and have them hate the experience. You've got to give them a bit of a positive experience in their first game. So, yeah, just filter in a couple of the experience with some youngsters. And, yeah, we saw Andrew Ford out on 3. That's obviously been a big loss for the Torpedoes as well.
Agreed.
So the final quarter underway, game 1 in this 5-match Kap7 WA series. And Nick Elphick just being swum down there by George Ford. Ford first to the ball. And now Lockie Emanuel it is for the Torpedoes. They'll be desperate to score. They need to score the first goal of this quarter. It's not they're not out of it yet, but they've got to make the most of every attack that they do get. Ball comes in, it's a loose pass, it doesn't go. Julian Kiriakou was the target, but it went wide of him, so Damon Williams picks it up. So
strong work by Vavoon in extra man, centre back defence there. Strong work.
So Mackay sending it up to Tomasevic. Kiriakou trying to stop that deft touch there onto the hand of Tom Pryor, and the two big men just displaying deft skill and touch there. Lovely little pass from Tomasevic onto Tom Pryor and just pushing it gently into the back of the net. So the goal route continues. 10-4.
The big guys combined very well there, didn't they?
Yeah, just nice, really nice touch. Showing a full array of skills. The Torpedoes now through Sangster. Back to Lockie Emanuel.
That's a penalty.
Into Kiriakou. Can he get his arm? 5 metre coming. So this could break the streak. Can Damo Williams defend it? It looks like Kiriakou's going to set up and have the shot. I know he's not. He's going to hand it on to Nick Hughes. Kiriakou, a very good hockey player in his junior years as a goalkeeper.
Ice or land?
Land. So Hughes on Williams. Oh, he just pushes into the crossbar, so they still can't break that streak. 10-4, the score remains. Will Mackay. Tomasevic. Pryor, he just couldn't get his hand. He was left unmarked there for a long time. He just couldn't get his hand on the ball. So possibly a let-off there for the Torpedoes as Rowbottom brings it back with Tomasevic just coming across slowly on him. Rowbottom sits up, tries to get the ball in. Couldn't get it. Sangster it was that let it go past. Williams gets it back to Mackay again. Mackay, not one of the big names of this team, but gets through a mountain of work for Fremantle.
Absolutely.
Just one of those really important players. Just there's so much work. Tomasevic winds up, has the shot. takes the photographer out with that loose one. Another opportunity here for Sangster. Mackay across in cover. Sangster still with it. Now to Emmanuel. Lockie Emmanuel pops it back inside to Rowbottom. So the Torpedoes doing their best to help the Fremantle side maintain this streak of 9 unanswered goals.
I will admit Damien Williams is having a good game, but some of the shots coming out of the Torps are making him look even better than he's probably playing.
Yeah.
He has made some great saves, but that shot there, cross cage pass from right hander to left hander, you've got to do better than that. You know, that's got to be in the cage, or at least the corner. I think this call-out's more of a rest for...
I think so, yeah. There's no talk going on.
No.
It's just
a rest for the Mariners.
Big change of players. Chance to put some new ones in. Joel Swift back in. As is Florian Naruska. Joel Swift enjoying himself out there, as he would be, up by 6 in the final quarter of the match against the traditional rivals. So Naroska now. Ainsworth. All the beefcake back in the water now for Fremantle. Naroska. Altieri. Swift still working hard in it. Centre forward. Ainsworth now with it. Sends it back to Naroska. Ainsworth sits up. Dummies has the shot. Nice block there from Emmanuel.
Call me old school, Mick, but I can't see why a bloke in extra man's got a bloke on him and he's having a shot. Extra man is supposed to be the extra man, not the bloke that's got somebody on you.
So Sangster, Torpedoes, 5 minutes remaining. Hughes tries to get the backhand going but can't. He's been shut down there by Baboon and Altieri. Williams looking for someone. Picks up Naroska. Neesham free on that riverside, but it comes back to Altieri. Luca Altieri makes his way in. Baboon goes in. Swift is in there as well. It comes to Ainsworth. Just can't get a purchase on it. Ball still alive though for Fremantle. Neesham now with it. 4 seconds left. Naroska is going to sit up. Has the shot. Pushes it wide. Score remains 10-4. 4.5 minutes remaining in the match.
As you can see, the Torps aren't getting up the pool as quickly as they were in the first quarter.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's probably a tactic that they could afford to use to try and swim some of these big men around, play that faster game.
Yep.
Or slowly gets in there to George Ford. So the ball still with the Torpedoes. Rowbottom has it.
5 seconds left on the clock.
Sangster sits up, pushes it wide. So just under 4 minutes remaining. Ball back in the hands of Damo Williams for Fremantle. Naroska now has it. Elijah Neesham almost with some space. Sangster comes across so to shut it down. Swift crabbing his way back in towards centre forward. He's got 2 men marking him. It comes back to Ainsworth. Rowbottom with the armour to Altieri. Altieri has the shot, pushes it wide. So both teams having pot shots. No one really shooting with much accuracy tonight.
Yeah, this last quarter has no structure whatsoever.
So I think both the coaches will be a little bit concerned by what they're seeing from their sides. Hughes. Sangster again. Rowbottom, but Swift gives away the foul. Sangster sits up, and finally the streak is broken. Sam Rowbottom claiming it, which is interesting when you're trailing by 5, but it has been a long time coming. It's been since the first quarter. They have not scored a goal since the first quarter, so probably reason to celebrate.
Yeah, I think it's more about we finally scored than where they are sitting in the game.
9 unanswered goals by Fremantle, and that has now been broken by Rowbottom, who has been good for the Torpedoes tonight. Naroska, though, for Fremantle. Back to Tomasevic. Swift in at centre forward. Emmanuel getting a workover from the big fella. Elphick tries to get into Swift. He does, and Joel Swift just too strong and too good for Lockie Emmanuel.
Again, I'll say it, Lockie Emmanuel had his legs down. When Joel Smith moved forward, he couldn't go with him because his legs are vertical. You're going to get beaten every time.
Yeah, it's been a real display by Joel Swift tonight.
Absolutely.
So 11-4 the score.
I'll throw the hamper on a bit, but you've got your legs up. He goes forward, you can go forward with him. At least you're putting some pressure on. You might not stop the goal, but at least you've started part of the play, you know?
Sangster back to Emmanuel. Elphick on him. So Emmanuel now getting it off to Ford. Hughes trying hard, gets his hand on it finally. Tomasevic applying all sorts of pressure. So an exclusion called on Naroska. So 6 on 5.
Bit lazy there, not swimming. Ooh.
So just trying to do the tap on there. Kiriaki just couldn't quite get his hand on it. Mackay. Back for Fremantle. To Davis Baboon. Elphick in the middle, but Baboon continues on. But a cover defence there from Sangster, just shutting things down.
Yeah. Play on, in my opinion.
So Rowbottom once again for the Torpedoes. Offloads to Emmanuel. Tomasevic in defence. Lockie Emmanuel with it. Sends it back to George Ford. Ford with a big shot, but well saved there by Williams.
Fremantle called a full press. They're coming back now.
Minute 40 remaining. Emmanuel almost having the ball stolen by Baboon. Comes back to pick it up, sends it back to Ford. And this time Ford threading the needle. Lovely shot there from George Ford.
Great shot, but I think there's more out of frustration that shot, Mick, than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing happening, so he just stuff it. I'm gonna have a ping. But great shot though.
Just makes it look effortless. So some final changes being made by
Both teams. By the
both
looks of it.
teams. Yeah, Kovalenko putting in 3 new ones with a minute 34 remaining. 11-6 is the score. So Fremantle will take bragging rights in the matches played here this afternoon. Ainsworth, in fact that's Elphick, into Pryor. Well saved there by Freeman. Torp's looking for a counter attack. Someone's going out. Looks like Drew Baboon. So 6 on 5 again here for Fremantle, for the Torpedoes I should say.
Just a little tip for young players here. You've got the whole pool to get back in front of your player. Don't try and pull him back in the back end of the pool. Use your strength. Get up the pool. He's still got to get past you when he gets at the other end where all your mates are hanging out anyway.
So the Emmanuel brothers just playing ball with each other. Lockie having the final shot, pushing it wide. So 45 seconds remaining. Will Mackay with the ball for Fremantle. Elphick, one of the Australian members, Pryor. Freeman shutting that one down. So one attack left in the match, and it is with Charlie Emmanuel for the Torpedoes. Naroska will come across to plug the gap. Time ticking away. George Ford has it, has the shot. So just 6 seconds remaining in the match. Damo Williams will hand it on to Mackay, and as the clock kicks down, Mackay will pop it to Naroska, who will just dump that ball. So full time here at Bigton Pool in game 1 of this Kap7 WA Cup between Fremantle and the Torpedoes. And despite the frantic start by the Torpedoes, it was Fremantle too strong in the end, running out victors by 11 goals to 6. And Andy, your thoughts on the game?
Well, it's a good start for the season. I think both teams can take something from it. If we do get to go to the Nationals, I don't think the Fremantle would want that kind of start against some of the better sides. But also for the Torps, started well, needed to stay strong, but lost a bit of structure going through. Bit younger, so they've got a lot to learn. But I just thought the strength and the power of the Fremantle just showed its form in the end. Yeah.
And we talked about Joel Swift. Was he the difference, or one of many people?
You'd have to say he had a good influence on the game. Difference, you never know, but definitely an influence on the game. Made it very hard for the Torpedoes to have any structure in defence. But again, the reason he got a couple of goals because Fremantle went deep and got the pass inside. So sometimes it's good work from the players, not just the individual. So, but he was an influence on the game today.
And Damon Smith in goals. We talked about him, one of the members of the Australian squad, along with Nick Elphick. Damo was great tonight.
Yeah, again, great. Stopped the goals that he should, which made it easy for him. But then stopped some goals that proved the class of goalkeeper that he was.
And always tough, to stand out in a losing side. But who'd you like for the Torps?
For the Torps, probably Puck. He was trying as hard as he could. And a young fella, I think Rowbottom tried really hard. Good, and Emmanuel tried really hard. But there wasn't much structure, so I really couldn't pick out someone.
So 11-6, so it was a victory for Fremantle overall today. As I mentioned, we had 4 games here. We had the 2 reserves games and then the seniors in the reserves. The Torpedo women got up, but then for the reserves men, the senior women and the senior men, it was Fremantle too strong, defeating the Torpedoes. So game 1 is over in this 5-match series. As we mentioned, at the end of this 5-match series, these 2 teams will head across to Sydney and they will play off for 5-6 in the Australian Water Polo League. And if they win those games, they will go into the top 6 semi-final and be a chance to win the entire competition. So it's a great initiative by Australian Water Polo to keep WA involved while the borders are still shut, and hopefully by the time the 5 weeks or the 5-match series is over, hopefully we can actually leave the state and they can go away, play and get back in here without having to quarantine. So let's hope that's the way that things work out. But at the moment it is the Fremantle sides victorious in both the women and the men in the seniors, and as I mentioned in the reserves, Fremantle getting up over the Torpedoes winning, the reserves winning. That's where we finish our broadcast here tonight from Bigton Pool. I'm Mick Hollis, Andy Taylor. Always great to have you alongside, and I look forward to catching up with you throughout the season. And to everyone, thanks for your company, and we look forward to the next time we bring you water polo from Western Australia.
Good night from me, and good night from him.
Hey!
Nick does all the hard work, I just say